All right, let's get into this cartoon shit.
First off, it looks like Puggy on the left-hand side.
I'm really going to miss this seesaw. Hey, cool! We got a pool! I'm jumping in! Woo! Cannonball! And our dog food! Yum, yum, yum! Oh, delicious!
They're terrifying. Oh, this is a toy show? Wow.
Hey, guys! The big day is here! It is...
Moving day! Is everyone excited?
Yes, I'm super excited to see our new house! You said
This
it's
is
going
cute.
to be really big! Meow! Can't wait to go and check it out!
Yeah?
Hey guys, you're moving today.
That's right, you can come and visit us if you want.
I mean, I like doing this kind of stuff with you when we make little clippies for Instagram.
Okay. I guess we have done that. But for somebody else, another grown adult doing it, I'm like, for shame.
Yeah, but we did it in a much more wacky Tommy Wiseau style. This is serious.
Yeah, this is serious, and I think that's what I'm like. That's the cringe part.
Want to? Meh. I guess we might visit you. Okay, everyone, stand back as I load up the moving truck. Okay, I'll just raise this up. There we go. And into the truck it goes. Our couch is going in next. And I have Rolly skateboard and Bingo skateboard. Let's take one more look inside the house and make sure we have everything. Oh, man. I'm really going to miss this seesaw.
Don't worry, pups. There's a park nearby with a fantastic seesaw.
Well, it looks like we got everything from upstairs. Let's check downstairs. Here we go, down the slide. Woo! I'm right behind you, buddy. Woo! Woo! Oh man, really? Look right here. We almost forgot something super important. Oh my goodness,
the dogs
it's our
or
Gumball.
the dog
And our
toys
dog-
are just very frightening to me.
Yeah.
They look a little bit demonic.
Yeah, the one on the right's very demonic looking.
It's like it's a bit intense for me. Like if I was on acid, I wouldn't want to see those little fucking. I don't want to see this guy's face either.
You don't want to see this entire show.
I don't want to see this show. I don't want to see any of these toys if I'm on any hallucinogen.
Right.
Keep me away.
Should we continue?
Yeah.
Great job, guys. Looks like
I'm like, I
that's the
didn't need
last
acid
thing we
today.
need to pack away. You guys have the new address, so you can meet me at the new house. See you there.
Okay, see you soon.
Okay, we'll see you at the new house. Bye-bye.
I'm right behind you. See you guys later.
Bye.
Hey, I see the moving truck. We must almost be there. Wow, is this our new house? Hey,
It's
it's
like-
in a box.
Is this a
That's right, it
commercial?
is
Like
still
right?
in
Like
a box.
is this
I gotta
person getting paid by LOL Surprise Treasure or?
Well, the channel's called The Fizzy Show. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of side channels. Holy shit. Fizzy on Espanol. Fizzy Funhouse Educational. Fizzy Plays. Carry Hands. Grace Force. Well, Grace Force. No, there's
Wow,
smaller
3.69 million followers. So this is huge.
Yeah.
So honestly, I should shut my damn mouth because
I mean, if I was a child, I could see myself liking this. My concern is that this might lead to, more dark cartoon content that gets shuffled in the algorithm with videos like this on YouTube, right? I mean, that's what it kind of, that's the kind of vibe it gives me. That's what it's giving me.
like you watch this and you hand the iPad to your kid and you're like, sure, watch the Fizzy Show, and then somehow it, like some other weird dark shit gets in the algorithm and your kid's like watching.
Yeah. That's been an issue for a long time, right?
Yeah, I bet. I do want to watch the Orbeez Squishy Stress Ball Easy DIY. Damn, they've got me. Something
Today,
for
I'm
everybody
going to
here.
show you how to make your very own Orbeez stress ball.
I mean, I love Orbeez.
It's also a very, very squishy ball. Look at all the
Somebody
Orbeez
once filled a tub
inside.
full of Orbeez.
And the best
Oh,
part is, it's super easy.
Like Orbeez
you just need
wrestling?
I gotta
Orbeez,
change the
a
title of the
balloon,
episode
and some
while-
water. Let's
while we
get
do this.
started.
Oh, yeah. What is it now?
No, what was it when we were on Streets?
Oh, it was Scales, Fails, and
So the
Puppy Dog
first
Tales.
step is to grow some Orbeez. I have two 16-ounce soda bottles that I've emptied,
Yeah, let's grow
and I'm going
some
to grow the
Orbeez,
Orbeez in
baby.
here. Sometimes it's really hard to find Orbeez, so here's a tip. If you go to your local craft store like Michael's or AC Moore, you can find water beads. These are usually in the floral department, and they're pretty much the same thing as Orbeez. For my stress ball, I'm going to use turquoise and pink. I think that will be a really pretty color combination. Let me pour them in the water bottles. I'm going to pour half the turquoise in the first bottle.
I would love it if this was like, because there's so many different YouTube channels, and I love YouTube, right? I love it for
And
this.
half in the
you could be
second
like,
bottle.
Oh, what do you do? And you'd be like, oh, I run the fizzy toy
Time
show
for the pink
channels.
ones.
So I just make like,
Crazy money.
I make a bunch of money making Orbeez squishy stress ball videos.
Yeah. I'm very into this.
What a time to be alive.
It is a time to be
What a
alive.
fucking... I know that everybody feels like the world is crumbling and everything is terrible, but wow, what a fucking time to be alive.
I mean, this is kind of we're living in the zeitgeist of entrepreneurship with like online media and entertainment and being.
It's a wild world, and the world is crumbling. We have the extreme wealth hoarding.
Yep. It's the wild, wild west, if you will.
It is very wild. Shit is fucking real, and it is wild here.
Yeah. For true.
Stares and existential dread. Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
Life,
Back to reality. The real story of January 6th.
The reality.
An Epoch Times documentary.
The real story. Not the story that we've seen and heard. This is different.
And it's an hour. It's over an hour and a half. Wow. We're not going to watch the whole thing, but we are going to skim.
It contains violence and death.
Oof. Oof. Do you think? What do you think TikTok's going to do with this?
Oh God.
I mean, we are running a show that is called the High Epoch Times, where we get high and look at content made on the Epoch Times.
That's true.
So we kind of have to do our job.
Yeah. If it gets real graphic, we'll cut it.
All right.
Her out, and it reminded me of deer hunting. You drag out a deer carcass.
We need more munition. He was completely out of control. He himself was committing crimes in the process.
People from all over the nation, from every state.
There has been a lot of fraud.
He could stop this.
At least one person over here is being injured and taken away.
Capitol Hill, overtaken by Americans.
The story of January 6 changes drastically.
What the fuck?
What's going on? Buffer.
Depending on who.
Oh my God,
It's this guy. All right, I gotta get water.
I love this shot we have it frozen on right now too. Paused on. He looks higher than I do, man. His eyes aren't even open. Speaking of getting high, I have to get very high for this. Even though we've been trying to cut back a little bit on our weed because, for me anyways, when I get stony, I misspeak a lot.
Yeah.
I don't say my words real good, and I do get a bit slower.
A little slower on the noggin.
Who's telling him? The House Select Committee on January 6 has deemed the incident an attack on the American system, comparable to the bombing of Pearl Harbor or even the terrorist attacks on 9/11.
What? How is it comparable?
Nobody's compared it to that.
Yeah, this is a total straw man argument. I mean, I've never heard the comparison once. Actually,
I've never heard it once compared to Pearl Harbor or
9/11. Like it's a different genre.
It's a different genre because it's Americans on American soil.
Correct.
Not a foreign force.
Correct.
Attacking.
Correct. And it's also, not a war either.
It's not a war, and also Pearl Harbor and 9/11 are also not relatable.
Exactly.
They are also two very different.
Okay, so already we're off to a rough start.
Fucking idiots.
It's being investigated.
Hey, we're just two stoners, by the way, right? If two stoners can figure this out, I mean, imagine the people consuming this. They're actually watching this and thinking like, oh yep, that's logical.
That's
as a potential insurrection that could allegedly incriminate former President Donald Trump. and it's being used domestically to frame a new narrative on domestic extremism. Yet is this narrative really the case?
Imagine if the American people
The answer is yes.
Yes.
It's called Christian theocracy, and it's become very populist on the right in America.
And it's clearly very harmful, because look at these people. There are people I do remember when they're like the news stories were coming out. There was the one guy who like shot himself in the dick or something because he had a gun in his waistband, and he died. And even though he's like a Trump supporter and probably, I don't know what his beliefs were, right? I don't want him dead. Like this caused people on the right to, like, there was casualties on their side. They chose to put themselves in this position, but that doesn't mean that I want them dead.
Their own bad policies affect them negatively, and I don't want that for them.
Exactly. I'm here for the liberation of all
people. Exactly.
Regardless.
Yeah.
I want everybody. Yeah. So it's just.
actually saw just what happened to Roseanne Boylan and these officers who keep portraying themselves as heroes that day.
He fires at her and strikes her in the left shoulder.
It's a failure not only of training, but it's also a failure of bystander.
These people love the police, and now they're like, oh, these particular police were terrible.
They're like these police brutalize us. Bitch, have you seen Cops? This is literally what cops do. Cops, once again, they're not here to protect and serve people, as we've seen multiple times in recent events. They are here to protect property. That's their.
It's almost like they're being faced with their own cognitive dissonance, right?
Yeah, they're like, the cops are supposed to be on our side.
Yeah, exactly.
And the cops were brutal, and they have really bad training, and they were just fighting us back, even though these people are actually trying to like take over a building versus people that are like marching peacefully.
Yep.
And they're surprised, like they're shocked that this is how cops react.
Yeah.
Leadership and supervision.
Also, one more thing. The cops were there, but they were going easy on them, because we've seen what cops do to peaceful protests. They've kettled them, they split them up, people get way more happens.
Yeah.
The fact that the people were the January 6th people were able to get this far.
Do you think that they're going to blame Antifa for this?
Yes, somehow.
Somehow they're going to make it about...
Somehow.
All right.
USA! USA! USA!
January 6th demands a full and impartial investigation, one free from foregone conclusions, hidden agendas, and naked hyperbole. The nation needs a serious examination of January 6th, one that includes the subjects too often.
BLM wouldn't have made it to the Capitol, wouldn't have made it to the steps. The fact that they were able to get that far is because the cops are like buddy with a lot of these people.
Ignored in media coverage and in political speech. With interviews, on-the-ground reporting, and exclusive footage, we'll now tell the real story of January 6th.
You just saw a wide selection of different styles and aesthetics of right-wing people, right-wing Americans. So one of those aesthetics is like a religious Jew, right?
Did you see that one bad haircut? I want to speak to the manager haircut.
That's what I'm saying. Yes.
That was wild.
All right, I gotta pee, but I'm gonna start this.
Okay, yeah, let the good times roll.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're on the ellipse now. We'll meet you soon. Good stuff.
Good stuff, buddy. Love a fake phone call in the opening
To
sequence.
begin this investigation, I sat down with Joe Hanneman, the lead reporter on January 6th at the Epoch Times, to review our footage.
January 6th started out as a protest, a large gathering to hear President Trump speak about his concerns and his charges that there was widespread fraud of the presidential election. People came in very large numbers to the Ellipse in Washington, D.C. to hear his speech.
We will never give up. We will never concede. It doesn't happen. You don't concede when there's theft involved. Stop the steal.
Wow.
His speech ran long, or his appearance went overtime. And I think that caused some issues over at the Capitol because there were people gathered over there who were already in the process of breaching some of the security lines before the president had stopped speaking. So the people that were encouraged to go to the Capitol peacefully and made their voices heard were largely still over listening to the president when some of these unusual things happened on the Capitol grounds. It really goes to the heart of other unusual happenings that day. The role of suspicious actors in various places around the Capitol, and all of which lead you to the conclusion that a deeper look is needed.
What happened?
They're going to blame Antifa. The Antifa snuck in with responsible Trump lovers, and those are the ones who escalated it, which is very funny because...
Wait, they're already getting to Antifa? We haven't even started?
Well, they haven't. I think that's what they're alluding to.
Okay. Should we find out?
Yeah, we should. But it's very funny because Proud Boys did go to BLM stuff undercover with whatever the masks are, balaclavas or whatever.
Right.
And did fuck things. It's so funny how it...
It's crazy, man.
Yeah. They just they literally do the other thing that they accuse other people of.
To really define that, what January 6th is, because we're still trying to define
Cheaters
it.
People are talking about violence on January 6th. How did the police factor into this? I mean, who was really instigating things? Which side?
Well, there was plenty of police provocation. The initial use of explosive munitions that day, that started at about 1:25 in the afternoon, where the police launched explosives into the crowd, which was pretty much just...
Welcome to protesting in America, dumb
Welcome to, like, breaking into the Capitol. What do you fucking expect? I don't...
Kneeling there and standing, and these were very loud, deafening, and some of them...
Yeah, that's how it works.
That's how it works.
You're explaining how...
projectiles, hard plastic pellets that rain down.
That's how fucking projectiles work.
That's what they do.
That's what they do.
That's what they're there to do. That's what your tax dollars pay for.
Right. When a group of people do an illegal act, right? And they try to break into the Capitol to fucking off Nancy Pelosi or whatever. Yeah, the cops are going to throw pellets. That's a natural reaction. That's their job.
And some had tear gas in them.
Don't like being challenged on their authority.
Of course not.
At the end of the day, they like their power, and this is just what happens when you, even if it was peaceful, this is what the cops would do. But you're
landed in the middle.
Going out and doing some shit.
They caused injuries, and they got a very angry response. That was a large crowd. From what I saw, there was quite a few older people in that crowd, and they fired munitions even far to the back. People that wouldn't have known what was going on up front. So this created an atmosphere that I think percolated through the rest of the day. And they continued firing into this crowd for well over an hour using those.
But that's because they all broke into the Capitol. What are we to assume that the people at the back were not breaking into the Capitol? They were somehow, there's a fence between them and the people in the front? I don't see a fucking fence.
No. It's a mob.
What I would call heavy munitions. So I don't know what their strategy was in using munitions.
To get you to fucking leave.
They had said they were not going to use the less than lethal force munitions and things like that on January 6th.
Things like that?
What?
Don't
mince your fucking words.
Don't say things like that.
Say it with your whole fucking chest.
Were the actions of the Capitol Police out of line? Were there violations in use of force? And what are the legalities of this?
Fucking dirt.
Yeah, this is so cheeseball.
We spoke with Stan Keffard, one of the nation's top experts on police.
It's like they're painting around him as if he's gonna he's the beacon of truth and he's gonna solve this mystery. And he's the red pill.
Yeah.
In the ocean of blue, you know?
It's Da Vinci Code breaking motherfucker right here. He's gonna solve it.
Yeah.
Police use of force, and one of the top-rated expert witnesses in court cases on crowd control. Keffard has 42 years of law enforcement experience, including as security director for the 1984 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles. He served as an officer, detective,
Okay, that is a fucking red flag if I've ever seen one.
He's got a keppa and a long ponytail.
Yikes.
That's a very interesting combo that they didn't show us right off the bat.
No.
Did you notice that?
No, they buried the lead.
and chief of police at jurisdictions in Arizona, California,
What
and
is
Missouri.
going on?
He has testified more than 350 times.
Would you fucking trust a lawyer with a ponytail? I'm sorry, but would you?
No.
No.
He looks like he does things and drugs and goes to the strip club. I'm sorry.
Now-
That ponytail is a man that likes to party.
I am not anti-long hair.
No, I'm not anti-long hair either.
I'm just saying ponytail
As a lawyer,
as a lawyer, and
I don't feel like he's in the courtroom that often with a ponytail. It is too casual.
correct. Do you know what would make this worse?
What?
If he was bald and he had a ponytail.
I feel like, yeah.
That would be brutal.
Like if he had just like 4 strands of hair that he was
Yeah.
pulling back.
Yep.
And the Keppa's just kind of
times in federal, state, and tribal courts.
Supervisory failure. A frontline supervisor, a sergeant, or whoever's in control, a lieutenant, should have put those people in posted positions or in a skirmish line or in a defense posture, put them between the objective that they were protecting and the crowd. That wasn't being done. That was a shooting gallery up there. A congregation of officers, I didn't see a supervisor among them, who were using these munitions to inflict harm and injury on people below them.
Yeah, that's what
it's
cops
egregious.
fucking do.
Rubber bullets have.
also lots of cops are not. They're poorly trained.
It's like they're pretending that they're exposing a smoking gun when this is just what happens when you break into the Capitol.
And just when you deal with cops.
Right.
This is like
Have the potential to put an eye out. Shooting down into a crowd
Yeah,
at
they
the
don't
head
give a fuck,
level,
bro.
which is the first primary target that would be hit
Remember
by
that
those
video
rubber
of them
bullets,
knocking
runs
that
the risk of
BLM
having
old
somebody's
man
eye put
protester
out
to
or
the
having them
ground.
permanently disfigured. Impact front on from ground level is designed to hit somebody
He's saying
in the
get back.
chest or lower so that it will sting and put them in flight. That is the design and purpose of the tool.
Hey, fire! Hey, you fire, fire! Hey, you good, you good? Hey, you listen what I'm fire!
These are people who largely support police, law and order, back the blue, so they did not understand why they're being fired upon.
because you're breaking the fucking law.
Are these fuckers serious?
They are. They really think that the cops should have just been completely on their
It's
side.
like they're living in a totally delusional, like it's cult-like thinking.
It is
It's
because
cult-like
they're
thinking.
when confronted with something that like breaks their reality, they double down.
The fact that they broke the law
Yeah.
is break. Yeah,
That-
it's fucking crazy.
Were throughout the crowd, so there was definitely a stirring the pot effect.
I also still think that the cops didn't go that hard on them. Because I've been to protests where the cops are like aggressively doing shit, you know, like it's just kind of
come to a boil in certain areas. The protester was climbing the wall. He had seen somebody put a giant American flag up on the scaffolding for inauguration, and he wanted to put his Trump flag up. He scaled the wall, and when he got up there, he didn't have a chance to put the flag up. A couple officers took swipes at him over the rail and missed him, but then he actually got into a standing position, and a motorcycle police officer from Capitol Police came up with a pretty good stride and shoved him, and he fell at least 20 feet and was seriously injured. That was witnessed by a lot of people. And then when they carried him out, a lot of the crowd saw the after effects of that, and they were very upset.
My analysis of a police officer pushing somebody off the wall is that that individual is committing a crime, a very serious crime, again putting that person's life at risk. It is unconscious.
What's going on?
it's just they're so surprised cops do this. This is what cops do. And you are actively breaking the law, and there's like a reasonable cause for them to use force because you're advancing when they're telling you to stop, right? Like it's when a cop says like freeze, put your hands up. They're all still walking towards the cops, right? They're all still charging the cops still.
I mean, the fact that they're so focused about like he was just trying to plant his Trump flag. Couldn't they just let him plant the Trump flag like they planted the American flag for the inauguration? What the fuck does the inauguration and the American, right?
What?
Like it's a total.
It's completely ridiculous. If they should have just held his hand and walked him right back down, and said, "No, sorry, no, you can't put your flag up.
Yeah,
go home.
Yeah,
you're in timeout. Go home, Trump supporter. Go home." Like, why are they expecting cops to treat them like babysitters?
Now, I don't condone anyone pushing someone off a ledge and potentially breaking their legs.
I don't either, but I know that this is what these motherfuckers do. It's like a snake biting you, right?
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, the snake, it bit me. Bitch, it's a snake. That's what it does. That is the nature of the snake.
It's slithery.
It's slithery.
It's snaky.
It's snaky. It's a cop. A cop is going to use excessive force to impose their will
for an
upon
officer to do such a thing.
Yeah.
The officer is required to take that person off the wall, strip cuff them, take them into custody, and arrest them.
Hold tight. We're getting munitions. Hey, we're coming. Hold tight.
What is happening here? Why is this officer behaving like this? And his behavior seems to be a lot different from the other officers.
He stood out to us because of almost in a manic state. He was looking for more munitions. He had used his up, and so he was going to fellow officers and grabbing their munitions, whether it was a taser.
This is all also just so besides the point. The point is that Trump incited a riot, an insurrection. He had attempted a coup to take over the government. That's the headline, not fucking the cops were mean to like the poor Trump supporters who were breaking the law and threatening democracy.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like that's the main part of the story. And they're hiding the lead and making it about something else.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cartridge, or it was one of the grenades that they used with the hard plastic pellets.
Hey! We need more munitions!
We did not see that from other officers, where it was, and as soon as he got one, he'd pull the pin and he would lob it into the crowd, and you'd hear it explode.
Where do you want it? Right here? All right, got it.
He was completely out of control. A supervisor should have stopped him, got him out of that area, and he himself was committing crimes in the process.
3 ECD deployments. I got another taser.
If you tase somebody, you're obligated to cuff them. Now that you've neutralized them, arrest them, and that's not what he was doing. He was using...
Yeah, because it's a fucking riot. Right. People's emotions are high. Okay, he didn't do a perfect job. What do you expect? You expect everyone to like, and also like you said, they're cops.
This is what cops do.
This is what cops fucking do.
They live for this shit, baby.
Right. This
is Call of Duty in real time for them.
This is an opportunity to like,
they get to play hero. They get to play with all of their expensive equipment. They're like, more munitions.
Also, where are their sanctimonious, protests against when cops are abusive towards people, like you said, at BLM protests or...
Well, that's different because they're going against what I believe in. Whereas I think that cops are bad either way. I'm like, I don't think that pushing that man off the wall is an acceptable way to handle these things. But they also are doing something. It's not a peaceful protest.
Right.
They're storming the Capitol.
Yeah.
So you got to crack a few eggs and you want to make an omelet, baby.
And also they're fucking... It's sad to say, but they're all brainwashed. They're part of a cult.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're brainwashed.
We're not talking about people that are clear thinkers.
No.
They've been co-opted by a ruse.
Yeah, they've been
a lie.
Well, because it's so beautiful. Because if they realized, right, like who the real enemy is. And that they had more in common, with I mean, us, with me, like if they realized how much more they had in common with BLM, and like all these other groups, right? Then some shit would really get fucking popping. The
irony that Trump was somehow the hero that came in and took down all these pedophile rings when he himself is an accused pedophile? I mean,
it's sick.
How does his that doesn't
it's very Ouroboros, like the thing eating its own tail.
It is that, and it's also what do you call it?
I need water.
What's the effect where you're just following your cult leader mindlessly? It's the you don't see their faults.
Stockholm?
Yeah,
it's like a kidnapper.
Yeah.
Not really a cult leader, but
you think Stockholm syndrome applies more to kidnappers than cult leaders?
Yeah. Because that's like somebody who's abusing you, but then you like start to like fall in love with them and see them as your protector. Which I guess they do.
Yeah, that's true about Trump.
I guess you're right. It does apply here.
Yeah, he's an abusive piece of crap.
Yeah. Wow. I'm gonna grab water. Let the films roll.
Think about it this way: this whole event happened because of an abusive, sociopathic.
Yeah, people did die.
Right.
Those.
A woman got trampled. Right.
Yeah, like these deaths are on his hands.
Absolutely.
The blood is on his hand.
Absolutely.
And the thing is, these are people that like loved and supported him, which is very sick. To sacrifice your own people like that. Very sick. Very sad.
Similar to Travis Scott.
Very, very sad.
Using those devices to punish people, not to arrest them. And that is unconscionable.
Hey, Rich. He just said it's unconscionable. It's like, it's very pearl clutchy when you know that this is what you want when the protesters don't agree with your point of view. Right. It's just
scaffolding. Just go. Just
It's a failure not only of training, but it's also a failure of bystandership and supervision. An officer who is placed at risk of being injured or killed because of the action of another officer who precipitated a circumstance that began to be dangerous because he wanted to arrest the person, has a stake in that and would go to the officer and say, I'm going to report you to the sergeant. I don't appreciate that. You put us at risk because of what you were doing. I'm upset with you. But munitions come basically in two types. There are burning grenades and there are blast dispersion grenades. This appears to be blast dispersion, which caught fire. And if you fire them at an individual rather than hitting the ground close to them, you run the risk of incurring injury to that individual.
Yeah, they know that. They don't care. Duh.
We got to skip ahead, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What's this all about? This is the end of the rabbi portion.
In the head and face.
When the first blow came to my head by a metal baton, it was really bad. And I remember trying to keep myself up.
Victoria White.
Because I was scared I would be trampled. Originally, I thought I just got hit like 3 times on the head. But it wasn't until I saw the video that I realized, like,
yeah,
how
bro,
bad it
cops
was.
are gonna beat you. I've been beat by cops too. You don't see me fucking crying about it.
Tunnel. I remember trying to keep myself up because I was scared I was gonna be trampled. And I remember saying to the officer, you took an oath to the Constitution. And he called me the B word. And that's when I got one of the hardest blows that I can remember.
The head is a sphere. And what happens when you strike a spherical object with a blunted object?
I don't know, yours looks like an egg, buddy.
He is an egg-shaped head.
Resistance and glances off the head. That's a possibility. The second thing is you can hit them flush and kill them. If your intent was to kill them, you should have been using a firearm, not a baton. So it fails tactically to use a baton to attempt to use...
Again, he's like psychoanalyzing these fucking cops as if the cops were like deeply thinking about what, like, they were just in the moment reacting.
Yeah, there's people storming the building. They're cops. They're supposed to hold the line.
Bad decisions get made.
They're just beating people.
Right.
That's what you do. You beat the mob off.
All right, there was like a Trumpenstein part.
Phrases that would populate news sites all day and for months to come were repeated in near uniform. Storm the Capitol, breach police lines, insurrectionists, treason. Homogeneous coverage came in real-time dispatches from the Capitol, but at the same time, rally-goers had trouble making calls or sending texts to the grounds all day. January 6th was a display of grievance on behalf of a large swath of American society. That such an aggressive slice of the political world pushed these terms relentlessly raises the first somewhat rhetorical question of why. Julie Kelly, political commentator and senior contributor to American Greatness, has been one of the leading journalists on this topic.
It's all by design. And the idea that there are still people who believe, especially people on the right, who somehow still believe that the events of January 6th were organic. It was this uprising incited by Donald Trump's speech that day at the Ellipse. They're burying their head in the sand. So it's almost like a child.
How?
Yeah.
How? Steve Bannon went on his show and openly talked about how there was going to be a big event on January 6th. So they planned it.
Yeah.
They planned it. Who is she saying was behind this? If not for them.
Them.
If no one is punished, no one pays any consequences for the biggest fraud perpetrated on the American people until January 6th, the Russia collusion hoax. Because they all got away with it, they were emboldened. And so that is what propelled them to then hijack the 2020 presidential election and then figure out a way after that how to bury and criminalize criticism of the 2020 election.
Are you fucking kidding me?
What?
She's drinking the Kool-Aid, dude. She's all in. She's a Trumpist. She's part of the cult.
Yeah. The body snatcher has got her.
This is upside down land.
Yeah.
Finish off Donald Trump and the entire MAGA movement, which was the purpose of this inside job of January 6th. And so
it was an inside job. That's the kicker. Instead of 9/11 was an inside job.
Even though
January 6th
you can just go onto YouTube and watch Steve Bannon's show where he talks about
just
openly about how Trump is some shit's going to go down on January 6th. There's a whole plan in play.
Wow.
Here we are. No one still has been held criminally responsible for Russiagate. And now we see this.
Russiagate.
What the fuck does Russiagate have to do with this?
Same interests dovetailing who coalesce behind the events of January 6th. What I think they're trying to do is take those two groups and tie them to Donald Trump. The Oath Keepers who provided security for Roger Stone on January 5th, that'll kind of be, in my view, the way to get to Trump.
The scumbaggiest scum man of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Just as an aside, I don't know if that's important, but
that bodyguard looks like Jason Statham. That's all I gotta say.
Through the Oath Keepers, the Proud Boys, obviously when Trump was led into saying stand back and stand by, Proud Boys in that 2020 debate, they're going to describe that as the rallying call to get the Proud Boys to attack the Capitol, overthrow democracy. So I think that's where they're headed, but that's right. This has always been about Trump, right? Well, it definitely is. It has nothing to do with January 6th, and this is why I think a lot of Americans are tuning it out, because they have not asked the hard questions. Why was the Capitol intentionally unsecure that?
The fuck do we need a mandolin right now for?
There's lead guitar noodling happening.
The fuck? We don't need that now.
What was the name of her publication? American Greatness?
Yeah.
Oh, God. So cringe.
Did Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell, Sergeant at Arms, the people who are responsible for securing the Capitol,
Also
not
two
Donald
very
Trump,
wormy
the
humans.
Capitol Police.
Well, yeah, obviously. Still besides the point.
You know, I just had to mention it. just since we're here, both wormy humans.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone in America likes either of those people. They're particularly unpopular politicians.
Yeah, with anybody.
With low approval ratings.
Yeah, I don't think anybody is like, oh man, you know who I love? Nancy Pelosi.
Well, if you asked 10 people from Arkansas if they liked Mitch McConnell, even in Arkansas, I feel like 8 out of 10 would say no. Not particularly. Like, I don't think anyone fucking fucks with Mitch McConnell. Not even like Sean Hannity.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Like, he's just not... I don't know.
The unlikable turtle.
Board, which included those two men, Paul Irving and Michael Stenger. Why did they repeatedly reject pleas from Stephen Sund, the ex-Capitol Police Chief, for extra help that day? Even as the chaos unfolded on January 6th, they still denied deploying the National Guardsmen, which of course Trump had already offered. In December, I think I said it was a setup. I think now I describe it as an inside job. Because it's the same interests who brought us Russiagate and everything since then, who conspired behind the scenes to execute the events of January 6th.
Convenient.
And now to reap all of the political benefits that we've seen ever since. 18 months of nonstop fixation, the criminalization.
Fucking dying.
When you say manager, do you mean like middle manager?
No, like I want to speak to the manager.
Thank you. I needed that clarified.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of political dissent and an attempt to finally drive a stake in the heart of the MAGA movement. This stuff does not happen by accident in Washington, D.C.
I want a
so
hard A.
that's basically how
I
I
need her to stop
describe.
saying MAGA. I want her to say MAGA.
MAGA.
MAGA. That's how I want it said.
Trashier.
I want MAGA.
MAGA's too sophisticated.
MAGA. Yeah, that sounds like something like
Nirvana, not Nirvana.
Yeah.
January 6th to anyone who wants to know exactly what the
MAGA
truth is,
sounds
and
like
that
a
is.
tea.
Okay, notice how
I drink.
she's just talking about if anyone wants to know what the truth is. Tell us what the fucking truth is. This is your opportunity right now for this film, which you're talking about the truth. It's
these people and their word salad, man.
The media, and if the FBI and the DOJ, in my documents, like the indictment or whatever my charges are, whatever.
She didn't know.
Words, indictment, law.
She's like, they said that I've been indicted, and I said I've never been with a woman before. I've never been a dyke before. I've never been indicted before.
Yeah.
It's a new word. She learned that for the first time.
They make me out to be the aggressor. It's clearly not me. But
what do you mean?
Am I living
in a parallel psychedelico universe?
They are gaslighting themselves.
Am I wrong? Wasn't she a protester?
Mm-hmm.
Who fucking broke into Capitol Hill?
Yeah.
This human being.
Mm-hmm.
Then you are an aggressor.
You're on federal property.
Correct.
I don't think it's cool that cops hit her, though. But
of course not. No one condones violence.
Nobody condones violence. But what did you expect? What did you expect?
The officers in that tunnel that were the aggressor. And if they can take a picture, for instance, a screenshot of video, and say that, oh, look, she's trying to grab onto the shield. I was trying to hold myself up. And if they can say, oh, look, she's hitting an officer, or trying to pull him down, or whatever they said, and yet I'm telling him to stop spraying me in my face, it just stopped. But they want to turn all that, like I'm out to get them, like I'm out to beat.
Just stop.
To stop spraying me in my face, it just stopped. But
that's how that's the haircut. That's the fucking haircut I'm looking for. Also, that's how I handle cops too. I just want to let you know. That's how just stop. Just stop.
Just stop.
Just stop.
Please.
Stop.
With police saying, come on in, nothing about this is normal. I don't put anything past
Nothing about your haircut
at this point.
normal. That is
I
like
don't.
the I want to speak to the manager like on steroids.
They're out for blood, and they're getting it.
The bang has
They
never
appear to be
been so
winning.
long. The
I
back
believe
has never
with
been
Matt
so
and
short.
with many.
It's like she's the next level Pokemon when it comes to Karens.
What is the inspiration behind the haircut, in your opinion?
Wanting to speak to the manager. That's what inspired the haircut. And some woman saw another woman, right? That's like, I want to speak to the manager. And you know what she said to herself? She said, now that's a woman who gets shit done. I want to look like her.
Mm-hmm.
And then so they all started doing it. That is how the Karen hair style trend began.
Okay.
One woman saw another woman Karening and she wanted that power for herself. And so she did what she knew best. She emulated the woman that she wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think that you have to live in the Midwest or the South and be behind like 10 to 15 years in style. Because that's like a mid-early 2000s.
That's what I was trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's just you're behind the times.
All right.
Any other of the J6ers, I believe that this
J6ers?
DOJ.
What's the first I've heard?
I've never heard anybody call them the J6ers. Stop trying to make fetch happen.
Do you know what? Maybe I'm reading too deep into this, but J6ers almost makes them sound like victims,
Yeah,
right?
it does.
Do you know what I'm saying?
It does make them sound like victims. Something about it seems very victim-y, the J6ers.
Jumped the gun on these felony charges with many of them. And I believe they just randomly passed these charges out and then decided to look for the evidence. And in Matt's case and so many others, they simply didn't have the evidence. But it was a roller coaster of emotion from that point on, constant. And he was watching the other cases and how they were pleading, comparing his case to
This music makes me believe in what I'm watching less. It's telling me lies, lies.
But if you're
lies,
if you're not very intelligent, this serious music is cueing you to let you know that this is serious.
The truth. This is
and
the
this is sad.
This is
It's true.
the real deal, right? Like
Yeah.
it's
The mood. What scale is it in? We're
it's just a minor key.
minor key.
Yeah.
their case. Every time he had a hearing, it was delayed. He would gear himself up mentally, prepare himself, and they would delay it.
She looks kind of like Woody.
Sometimes they would tell him when it would be. Sometimes it was indefinitely delayed. Or it was discovery. They don't have enough, they're still going through the discovery process. And that was mentally exhausting for him. It contributed immensely to Matt's suicide. It did.
Oh, this is the guy that just offed himself. This happened like 2 or 3 days ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's sad. It's tragic. But what's also tragic is that Matt got co-opted by a friggin' cult.
Yeah, that's the sad part.
That's what we're
what's really sad.
That's what we're missing here.
And he was sacrificed on the altar of this
Exactly.
cult.
Exactly.
He died for no reason.
Exactly.
By the ACLU as a human rights abuse. Epic Times reporter and host of
Again, fine, but where's your documentary for the same shit that's happened to multiple BLM protesters and
Even before that,
during the LA riots and
10 years ago or I guess it's 20 years ago. You remember the Occupy protest?
Occupy Wall Street.
Occupy Wall Street. The
Yep.
same thing happened.
So, like, that's what would make me feel like you have a fair and balanced philosophy that applies across all instances, equal, right? But really, they're just applying it to the one thing that happens to align with their ideology and
Yeah, the only thing
political
that affect
bias.
them.
Yeah.
Which is another thing too, where I really wanted people to move away from like saying like people like Trump supporters are like subhuman or they're not
Right.
human or they're like, they're
Yeah.
they're still humans.
They're humans that have been taken.
Have been taken. It's like body snatchers.
Exactly.
It's like like a body snatcher has came down. That is not your uncle anymore. He has been co-opted by a cult.
Think about it this way, right?
Yeah.
You got Scientology, the biggest cult of all time.
Yeah.
This cult is fucking 100 times bigger than Scientology. Scientology has what? How many people total in the world? 30, 50,000? That's we can look it up, right?
Big numbers. But
okay, but
Trump
land is like 44 million or so. Like it's not even close.
Yeah.
So, and like out of the Trump voters, at least a quarter, if not half of them, have completely drinking the Kool-Aid. It might even be more than that. I think 7 out of 10 of Trump voters believe that the election was stolen from him.
Yeah.
At one point. Maybe that's changed now, right?
Maybe, but a lot of them don't, I think. It's like you said, it's the Kool-Aid. It's absolute devotion in the face of no other...
Blind faith.
Blind faith.
Yeah.
Facts, any other thing introduced. There's a reason. It's also always conveniently the deep state. There's nobody that could ever point to.
It's just this like nebulous they.
Yeah.
They were trying to set up Roger Stone. Okay, but Roger Stone has been trying to set up us against each other. You know, like that's the bigger story.
That's the bigger thing.
Is that Roger Stone is fucking psychops.
Yeah.
He is like a psychops master.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what he's an expert at that shit. He was, people don't really know. Some people don't know this.
Yeah.
Some people do, but Roger Stone has been a frequent contributor to Alex Jones's InfoWars channel. I mean, if that's not psych ops, I don't fucking know what is.
Very obviously.
It's so obviously that. That's what fucking InfoWars is. It's psychological warfare on your mind.
Yeah.
Right?
It's to seed distrust, and it's to create division. It's working. The Kool-Aid has worked. The Kool-Aid has worked on these people. And the ways that they've suckered these people in and the ways that they've preyed on people's fear have taken like the most like vile aspects of like culture, right? Like racism and homophobia and xenophobia, and it's preyed on these things and like sucked it in. So what it's done is made Trump MAGA people so repugnant, right? That people on the left, and rightfully so, if somebody wants to like doesn't think you have the right to exist, right, and they hate you, like I'm not saying you need to be like, I love you, come here, let's do a kumbaya, right? But you also, once again, because it's psychops, you have to look at like the part of them that makes them so repugnant. It makes us very easy for leftists to also be like, you're subhuman.
Yeah.
You're not human.
Yeah. Who
cares if people died? Because cops do it to us too, and cops kill people. But it does. A loss of life on either side is not good, right? But it makes it very easy because Trumper MAGA people are fucking repugnant, and they are in support of a lot of bad stuff. And so it makes it easy for everybody to hate everybody.
Well, see, that's where you start to, it gets, we can get more granular with that because, yeah, they're repugnant, but they are
uneducated, poor white folks, for the most part.
For the most part, yeah.
It's a lack of resource and education once again.
They're set like the way most people are set up. They're set up to fail.
Yeah, they're set up to fail.
The way the system is currently set up, and people want belonging.
Yeah.
Right. And because of the cognitive dissonance,
they
need their own reality. They need their own experts and intellectuals that reconfirm their own biases.
Yeah.
And because it makes them feel safe in their own ideology, right? Like, I mean, that's what this is. This is like coddling to a typical like right-wing American. This is like, especially a right-wing American that believes that the election was stolen.
Yeah.
From their
fearless
leader. Yeah, it's it feels like propaganda.
It is propaganda. It's so sad though, because it's
Gotta
like
get water.
It's just, what's the easiest? Like, they're just preying on all the fears, right? It's just one big sick joke. They're like, there's one cookie and only the good boys get the cookie. And that boy, he's trying to take your cookie and he's a bad guy, right? Like, so everybody feels like they're fighting for this one cookie. But there's a whole fucking kitchen full of cookies. There's more resources for everybody. We have resources. We have buildings to house people. We have food to feed people.
We have enough food.
We destroy food. People destroy food. They throw it out. We have places that are empty, that are vacant housing. It's all a manufactured scarcity. And the way that you're able to convince people that that's how it is.
That's why NFTs are so popular.
Yeah.
Because it's scarcity that's manufactured. That's literally it.
Yeah. Sick.
Twisted.
Disgusting.
Despicable. Okay. This guy.
Yeah, that man is sweaty. I want to hear what he has to say.
She was deceased by that time, but that did give that family great comfort to see that not all the officers were indifferent to what was going on with her.
What is this
Imagine if the American people actually saw just what happened to Roseanne Boylan.
If we could just tell the American people the truth about what happened.
The cops?
Except for right now. It's nutty.
I also just want to say that they're like talking about how these officers like are helping this woman and they're doing CPR. Do you know how many people get shot by the police and then get handcuffed and bleed out in handcuffs? Even though the cops have shot somebody like 40 times and they know that they're like dying and they're dead, they will still handcuff the body and let people die.
It's disgusting.
So I just wanted to throw that in there, that once again they're complaining about the treatment and the police brutality that they experienced, and they're not really experiencing the full depth of that. They're still being treated like humans. People are telling them to get back, and then beating them, right? Not just attacking them when they're standing there chanting. Not handcuffing them once they're already shot and dead.
That was like poetry. It was like a poem off a tree. Poem trees.
Just a side note.
And these officers who keep portraying themselves as heroes that day, when they were the villains, and I've said this over and over, the people who acted most violently on January 6th were Capitol.
Not Trump. No accountability for let's not even talk about him.
He's not mentioned once.
Well,
except for the beginning when they said, he said stand by and stand down too. He said that too. He also said a bunch of shit that's very incendiary, but
used by media outlets, trying to paint the protesters as violent. Yet the full context of that scene is often left out. When the video evidence is shown in its full context, it's clear the crowd is trying to rescue Roseanne Boylan as police beat her unconscious body. To get the deeper context of the crowd and what took place, we met with Luke Coffey, the man who pushed the police back using a crutch, which then allowed other...
Here's my question. What's the ultimate message here? What's the point? What are they trying to say? That these particular police were bad.
Yeah.
And?
Therefore
what?
And therefore what? Maybe a couple of bad apples spoil the bunch?
Yeah, like where's the... What's the through line here?
Yeah.
Protesters to pull Roseanne from the tunnel.
I was walking back to the hotel and I was approached by 3 different men, kind of younger guys, that were running away from the Capitol and were basically telling people that we need patriots at the Capitol. There are people dying inside. We need patriots. But I thought it was strange because they were running away from the Capitol and we were still at least a mile probably away. I was prodded at that point by the Lord really I wanted to go up there to the front and try to stop the chaos and confusion and whatever was going on. I didn't know anything at this point. So initially when they approached me, I felt it stood out as a very strange occurrence that they were trying to get people to go up there, and why were they running away from it? It was bizarre, really. And I had a friend that is
because they're cowards.
I would consider a conspiracy theorist by nature, and he warned me that there could be a false flag incident that day. Be very careful. And that's immediately what I thought, that these gentlemen were trying to escalate.
Oh boy.
When I went up there, they started deploying the tear gas. People started falling backwards on top of each other and were trying to get away because they couldn't breathe from the tear gas. I saw multiple women that I tried to help that were on the bottom of 3 to 4 people piled deep, and I was, with no success, was able to pull them out. So at that point, I went to the crowd and was saying, we got to stop this. We got to pray. Roseanne was one of the people I saw up at the top of the steps that I was trying to help out, along with several other women that were underneath. And people were screaming out that they couldn't breathe. And it was very traumatic. The gas made everybody...
You know what I just realized?
What?
Okay, you know how our last episode was called Bad Boys, What You Gonna Do?
Yeah.
And then I forgot to change the title until like a couple minutes into the stream.
Uh-huh.
Bad Boys, What You Gonna Do applies to this episode as well. I could have just... You know what I mean?
Yeah. What? You don't like scales, fails, and puppy dog tails? What? Not good enough for you?
No, I love it.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I'm just saying it's like an interesting coincidence.
Yeah. Are you eating the coconut cashews?
They're so good.
They're so good.
Everybody freak out and cause more chaos. And so everyone had fallen on top of each other. And so I went up to the front telling them, everyone stop.
That like started this.
Yeah. They're still human beings.
They're still human beings. And I've been in protests where we've been kettled or pushed back like that. And it is very scary. And it is very intense. And things change very quickly. And people get hurt. That's why I'm also not a big fan of protest anymore. I don't think it's for me. They're not your cops. They're not your friends. They will beat the shit out of you. They will kill you. Like, you know what I mean?
And pray, because I really believe.
Like a casual, like, ooh, we're gonna play cops and robbers. Like, no,
do you view them as like the best funded gang? And
yeah.
Is that just?
I mean, we could Google LASD gangs. You know, there's police gangs that go out and they just kill people and shit. Like they're just like they're
for fun.
Yeah, like it's part of a game, like the kill numbers and shit like that.
Oh my god,
it's some really sick, sadistic shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they have. Of course, when you give all this money and this funding to a group and you don't have any accountability, people are gonna get up to evil shit. You know? Absolute power corrupts absolutely. And I think that, you know, in this case, that's what happens. Also, think about who wants to be a cop in the first place. And then the saying goes is one bad apple spoils the bunch, right?
This one time, I had a jam session.
Mm-hmm.
It was like me, Noah, this Eastern European guy who lived in Mississauga, who's a sax player, and he brought his friend. And his friend was going to become a cop. But he smoked weed with us because he wasn't a cop yet. He's like, yeah, I'm going to have to stop smoking weed in like a year or two when I become a cop. And he played bass.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Only cool cop story I have. And I don't have...
Is that... I don't know. Was that even a cool cop story? just saying,
a cop not being a total like humanizing a cop.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
Yeah.
One time I got pulled over by a cop, and it's when I had this 84 station wagon with wood paneling down the sides. I painted the interior mint green zebra print, and it had where you could fold up the very back into like weird 2 seats that would face each other. So I packed like 12 people in a station wagon. You know, just like people sitting on... we're all punks going to a show, like on the other end of town. And we got pulled over because obviously there's too many fucking people in a very like loud, conspicuous car playing music with a bunch of stickers everywhere. But the cop was an ex-punk.
Okay.
And so he was like... he like complimented one of us on like our shirt or whatever. And he was like, oh yeah, I used to play drums in this like other band that was like from Arizona. I don't remember the name of the band at the time. But we were all still just like...
What's a band from Arizona?
A punk band?
No, I mean like that you know of.
JFA, I'm pretty sure from Arizona.
Who?
JFA. Or no, they're from Phoenix.
What's that?
Jodie Foster's Army. I played Jodie Foster's Army for you before.
Did you assume that I would know that JFA stood for Jodie Foster's Army?
No, but they go by JFA. They don't go by Jodie Foster's Army. That's what it stands for, though. But on a bill, you would just see JFA.
Should we listen to Jodie Foster's Army?
Yeah. I'm like, I played you, JFA. What do you mean you didn't? No, just
remember.
Yeah, you gotta just put it in as JFA.
You know what? Let me type it in the way I want to type it in.
See? Look it. That's how it comes up. That's the logo.
We know you suck. Oh, I think I remember this. I remember liking it, didn't I? Mm-hmm. Oops. Oh, it went to fucking Vosh?
I don't want to watch Vosh.
Jesus, my mouse is all fucked up too.
I want JFA. Yeah. Set it up.
They're very tight. Great bass player. You know what? I really like this.
Thank you.
You know why I really like this?
Why?
Because they're good at their instruments.
They have other recordings where you've also said they're the worst band ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that right?
So, yeah. Just depends on recordings.
Yeah, but the playing it, like the bassist is really tight. He's like Rob Trujillo, like Suicidal Tendencies kind of style, where it's like like.
Yeah.
He's got a good giddy up.
Yeah, I fucks with JFA. Definitely one of my like favorite skate punk bands.
We still have not gotten to an Antifa part, have we?
No, but I think that they're kind of alluding to it, right? Because there's these other people that are like running away saying patriots to the front, patriots to the front. Maybe not Antifa, but I feel like they're definitely alluding to other people hyping it up that weren't real patriots. Sorry, the JFA got me all.
I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's say we live in your ideal leftist utopia.
Okay.
Let's just pretend.
Okay, hold on. Let me just take a deep breath because I'm excited to get here.
Be there. You're right. You're be there now.
Okay, thank you.
You are now in your ideal leftist utopia.
Yes.
Set up however you want.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Are you now nationalistic?
Like, I love America?
Okay. Sure.
Is that's why what you mean by nationalistic?
Yeah, I guess if the country's still called America.
Is it still called America? No.
You're not. Why not?
Because I'm always for the people, never for a nation. Also, I see my leftist utopia being pretty hard to get to because there's capitalism throughout the world.
Okay.
I don't know how America. I don't know how we would get there without the whole world being I guess is the whole world.
That's
in my
that's
utopia?
that's the exercise. You got to commit to something, right?
Yeah, well, I guess the whole world would have to be a little bit different.
Then that's what I'm saying. Instead of
would I be nationalist then?
Instead of thinking about it as like an ought to be situation, let's just pretend that that's what it is. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I know. So I'm saying if it was, everywhere is going to be influenced and shifted by this.
Yeah.
Because, colonialism didn't just affect America.
Okay, so therefore,
so
in your vision,
in my vision,
in Baby Batten's vision,
still not a nationalist. There wouldn't be a need for it.
Yeah, but you wouldn't help but be like, you know what? I fucking love this country. We did it. We got to the place.
I wouldn't love this country. I would love the people.
But you wouldn't love like the lever, like there's enough entrepreneurship, but there's also equality of fucking.
No, I would be proud of humanity. I wouldn't have an attachment to.
There's a solid education system throughout the country that's like pretty good.
Yeah, I don't think I would be. That would
solid public sector, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. At some point, you don't think you'd be like, man, we got a fucking good public sector. We got great healthcare system. We got,
I would be very happy that humanity.
Wouldn't you want to brag about it to like you're
No.
You're on a cruise ship and the person from whatever, Orion or whatever, is like, what's your review? And you're like, you know what? It fucking rules. You're not going to love your country then?
No. I wouldn't be. I don't want to be attached to the idea of a country.
Okay, so let's explore that. Let's go there.
Let's go. Let's dive in.
So you're saying in your ideal utopia,
yeah, borders not so important.
Borders are not so important.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Borders not so important. I mean, maybe I would be really proud of my city.
What about
my local community?
What about currency? What's up with that?
I don't know. I don't know where currency plays a factor in my leftist utopia. I don't know if we're still using currency. If that,
what would you?
Will we move to something different? I don't know.
Let's think creatively. What would you prefer?
Good question.
Yeah. Would you prefer an old school system where we barter? Like, hey, I'll give you 7 apples from my orchard and I get a blowy or something. You know what I mean? Like
we're trading apples for blowies.
Sure. I don't like. I'm just
very curious.
I'm just throwing ideas out there.
I love that.
You know?
Yeah. I guess it would depend on different regions and I guess what we all agreed on. I don't know. Did you hear that Russia and China are trying to make a new currency together?
I'm not surprised.
And people are like, it's very new world order. We're coming towards one global currency. Which apparently people see a lot of issue with. I don't know.
See, here's the thing. Currently, China has the largest middle class in the world.
Yeah.
The most burgeoning, is that a word?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Growing exponentially.
Yeah.
And we have to measure whether or not they're happy with this and what that means. Because they still live in a communist dictatorship where they have fucking concentration camps.
Yeah.
So what the question to me is, where do you put your dot? If that's like communist dictatorship, however, most equality of income distributed over the most amount of people. Still, of course, there's huge poverty in China. That's, there's billions of fucking people there, right? But there's a way larger middle class. period, as well as per cap, like, you know, per their population versus, you know, if you're scaling it.
I don't think China's doing it right, and I don't think we are either.
Right. So then the question is, where's the perfect place?
Where is that perfect place?
Right. So in my opinion, it's just like 2 or 3 dots down. It's still within a capitalist framework, but it's much more fair. There's not so much wealth hoarding at the top. There's maybe a billionaire's tax, definitely a fucking trillionaire's tax when Jeff Bezos becomes a billionaire and Elon, a trillionaire, and Elon might become a trillionaire as well, right? And you might believe it's 9 dots. If communist China is like 20 dots away from capital, like, you know,
right? Well, they're not away from capitalism. They still have a currency. They're just not.
Right, but there's only one party, and that's the Communist Party.
Yeah. But we don't really have multiple parties here either.
Right. But 2 is still better than 1. Maybe. Actually, I don't know.
But there isn't 2.
Actually, maybe I don't.
It's a joke that there's 2.
Sure, but taking that aside,
yeah.
Outside of like the Holocaust stuff and the evil, the Communist Party is terrible. Putting that aside,
yeah.
Having one party actually in a way is better, because then you're not worrying and stressing out and sort of getting all fucking riled up about, like, in other words, politics becomes more like something you follow, like a speed sign, like a speed limit sign on a highway. Do you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Like it gives you peace of mind. It's like, it just is. And you have enough money, you can eat where you want, you can, you know, raise a family, you can have a nice house, right? Like, you could still do those things. Whereas 2 parties, like we have in America, look how much division it's created. There might, like, I hope there's, I mean,
it's false division.
It's false division that's been
sold to us, but the division itself is real.
Exactly.
The division itself is real, but the illusion of choice.
The division has been manufactured by the 2-party system.
Yeah, but it doesn't exist. There's only one ruling class.
Right. And like we've talked about before, they want to make a permanent underclass.
Yeah.
That's why they're pro-life.
Yeah.
So now, what's better than 1 is 3+, right? 4, 5, 6. Israel has like 40 parties.
Yeah.
That all combine in like a fucking Power Rangers Megatron with other parties when it gets down to the wire. Canada has what, 4 to 6 parties? So it's always, you know, somewhere in that range.
I don't think it's gonna matter if you have 1, 2, 3, 8, 40, because capitalism at the end of the day is the only real political movement.
Yes, but I'm thinking about something different. I'm measuring happiness, contentness, right? Like I don't actually know, but like I'm curious if.
But I think that capitalism is what is not making people happy, though. We're talking about the same thing. We're just.
Oh, okay.
I think capitalism, and that's why I'm saying it couldn't just be America shifting on its own. The whole world would have to shift, because the whole world is affected by capitalism.
Right.
We're all living in a capitalist system globally.
Right.
Right. And the way that the world is heading, climate-wise, business-wise, industry-wise, it is capitalism that is squishing and crushing the planet. You could have individual countries try to put sanctions and caps on things, right? And redistribute it. But the people in charge are the people with money, so they keep paying the people with... You're never going to get like a good faith... like, people aren't going to do the right thing because there's no incentive under capitalism.
Unless, well, when it comes to like environmental pollution, I mean, you just need to have the proper regulations intact, right?
But the thing is that we've already like came up with these rules, these ideas, these regulations, and time after time, companies have money and
they buy off.
Off people. So at the end of the day, the policies and the politics that we think that we're like.
I see what you're saying. Everything's driven by
money.
By money. Yeah, I get. Yeah.
So at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe there's a different level of content that certain countries are afforded. That's why when you have smaller countries that are culturally homogenous, they tend to have better conditions. They're still functioning under capitalism, but there's a smaller group, so it's easier to like service their needs and take care of the people.
It's more efficient.
It's more efficient, right? So they're able to accomplish that.
Yeah.
And that's why they look so much more progressive than other places. But places like China, Russia, America, these are big places, like plots of land, right? The giant places.
Sure.
So
I guess just to finish the point I was trying to make is like, it's possible that the illusion that the U.S. are actually the good guys and China are the bad guys. They're both bad in different ways. Like it's so hard to measure that. It's so hard to measure. And I'm thinking about that in terms of, out of the population, out of the people who live in China, how many of them are like, it's all I know, whatever. It's one fucking government. You know, it's weird. They're surveilling us everywhere we go. And I can't spit on the sidewalk, otherwise I'll get the beating or whatever. Or a ticket or imprisonment or whatever it might be. And that sucks. But like, I just wonder if like the average person there is more content.
Well, in the sense that
they have more access to resources as a result of
that, and also some people enjoy control.
That's what I'm saying.
Like it takes the
pressure. It takes pressure off.
Yeah, there's no guesswork in life. You just eat your gruel.
Exactly.
You go to your job. You do your thing. You just follow the rules.
Ignorance is bliss. Right?
Yeah, there's definitely a certain part of the population that, I mean, that's why capitalism works in general. Right? Or it's the system that's working now. Even though it's crushing and killing us, a lot of people don't have the IQ, the energy, or the resources to really care beyond their like immediate base needs. And so it is kind of easy to control the masses. And I think that for certain people...
you've seen video footage of like these giant factories in China, right? Where they're like fucking cities.
Wow.
Right? Where it's like 1 million people. And it's just like and the camera just goes down row by row by row, and it takes like fucking 3 hours. And they, it's very eerie, right?
Yeah,
it's really crazy shit.
It's wild, but I think for some people, like the monkey mind, right? Like it's always bouncing everywhere. It is, if you put it in a box and it's in a cage, like it you make it docile and. It's held captive, and there is something to be said for like routine and not having to worry.
Right.
The brain can be just kind of lulled into this routine.
Yeah.
And then so for some people maybe it is, I don't think content maybe is the right word, but it's maybe, I don't know, maybe content works. It's complacent. Yeah. Like it's just easy to just do what you're told and march down the line and do the thing.
Say what you want about Andrew Yangmeister, but at least he's trying to start a third party. I feel like someone's got to fucking do it.
I mean, I think that we need a little bit more serious of an overhaul, other than a third party.
I'm just saying, like, at least someone's trying to do something, even if you don't agree with the guy.
So, yeah, somebody's doing so. I want, of course, somebody's doing something. I don't care for it. I want different types of change. But, we got to mix everything up. Everybody do their own thing.
All right, we're almost done with this shithole.
People were going to die. I thought people were going to perish underneath that crowd because it was both parties. I don't know if it's audible in the recordings, but I said, in the name of Jesus, Lord, please stop this. And then I turned around and said it to the crowd, stop, everyone stop. And then I was hit in the back, which prompted me to turn around and put the crutch in a defensive manner in front of me. It was a fight. I can say it was a fight or flight response to being
all right. You're a fucking hero. Good for
Does
you.
he feel like a
Jeez.
hero?
Oh my god.
It's like some guy retelling a bar fight story.
Yeah.
And then he got up and he said, "Fuck you," and I said, "Know what? Today I got time."
Okay, what does this guy have to say?
D.C. police force and the federal agencies, the FBI and DHS, when called upon. And all of that can be supplemented with National Guard security.
By the way, never trust a consultant, right? This is a... you know how there's that concept of the revolving door? They go from being lobbyists to politicians.
Uh-huh.
And the lobbyists work on K Street in Washington, D.C. K, you know how it's all letters?
Yeah.
A, B, C, D. So they're on K Street. This guy is basically just a lobbyist. This is not the type of guy to trust. Let's look at his professional title again.
And more importantly, what was then President Donald Trump's role?
He's always on this phone.
Kash Patel was the acting chief of staff.
Okay, it was the chief of staff to the Department of Defense and Secretary of Defense. What's he doing now? Never heard of this guy, but let's...
Yeah. I'm like, I need water and more cashews.
Is it because his name is Cash?
Yeah. I can't stop thinking about those delicious cashews.
Very cute. Very cute. He's an American attorney and former government official. Right. But what's he doing now?
Not a lobbyist or lobbyist.
And of course this guy's a Republican. There's no
Democrats here.
No. He fucking wrote a children's picture book perpetrating the false claims of election fraud during the 2020 U.S. elections.
Wait.
Oh my god. This just came out. We're going to look it up, obviously. The book published by Brave Books and entitled The Plot Against the King. So they're fucking calling Donald Trump the king. It appears to be a fanciful retelling of the allegations described in the preceding section. With characters that are thinly disguised caricatures of real people. Written for early grade school age children. Now, these are the same people that are complaining about CRT. Don't say gay, right?
Yeah, I'm CRT.
And these motherfuckers are writing books brainwashing children, telling them that Donald Trump is the king. Donald J. Trump praised it in a posting apparently on his Truth social network. Duh. Of course he fucking did, because it depicts him as the king. This is the most obvious shit in the world. Right?
Wow.
Do you feel me,
Yeah,
brother?
I'm feeling you too much, doggy.
Right? Like, it's too easy.
Mm-mm.
It's too easy.
Don't like it.
These people are the biggest hypocrites, man. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You know this guy supports the fucking Don't Say Gay bill in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
You know it.
Absolutely. But he wants the plot against the king in school libraries.
He wants to he wants to brainwash children with election fraud, mis and disinformation.
Mm-hmm.
And that's somehow kosher. And a teacher isn't allowed to say, like, sometimes, there are...
Billy has two parents.
Yeah,
dads.
exactly. Billy has two dads. Okay.
Big deal.
Big fucking deal. Can you imagine if in half of the states they start banning same-sex adoption? So what? So what are we going to do with the kid with those children? What are we going to do with them?
Foster care.
Those kids are going to get fucked.
Mm-hmm.
The foster system is
Fucked.
Totally fucked.
Absolutely fucked. Bad, not good. Damn, those cashews are good, though.
Some mighty fine cashews.
Mm-hmm. Mighty fine cashews.
Mighty fine cashews. I used to live, when I lived in Austin, Texas, I used to live down from this town called Bastrop. And there was like candied pecan factories. Like big old barnyards.
Wow. Do you know my favorite nut experience?
What's your favorite? Oh, in fucking Pittsburgh? Pittsburgh? Oh, that was good.
Hot nuts. Oh, there was an ice skating rink.
Oh.
There was hot brown sugar cinnamony nuts. Oh, they were warm. I've
Yeah.
never experienced something so delightful in my life.
It was such Midwestern charm.
It was pure Americano.
Pure American. It was a slice of American pie. And
You know
I loved
what?
it. What's up?
That was probably the most American moment I've ever experienced.
It was pretty fucking American, dude.
We were like, it was like there was all the it's very goy.
Yeah.
Very crisp. It's a Christmas fucking town.
Yeah, it's like Home Alone 2.
It's-
Do 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 do
Whole
do
thing.
do do. John Williams. Do 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 do. Right.
The whole town is Christmased up. It's all brick buildings.
Yeah.
It's cold. It's icy everywhere. There's the skating. It's so Norman Rockwell.
Staff at the Pentagon under Trump, and now hosts Cash's Corner with the Epic Times.
Okay, talk about swamp. This guy is the fucking definition of the swamp.
Swamp
remember,
monster.
Remember Drain the Swamp?
Yeah.
This guy is the swamp. He's infiltrating media. He's like Roger Stone, right? Is like the archetype.
Mhm.
He's the prototype that has been repeated.
Yeah.
He was a lobbyist. He's been like the dirty henchman in politics. He's doing psych ops on InfoWars. Roger Stone is like the OG, and everyone else is just kind of following his. It's like what you fucking do, you know. Cash's Corner. He's got his own show. By the way, Ted Cruz has his own show. Do you know that?
No.
Everyone has their. Marjorie Taylor Greene has her own fucking podcast. Like, this is how it's. Think about it. Of course they do. They have to. They got to spread their propaganda.
They need Kool-Aid. You gotta splash the Kool-Aid.
Right. It's all about capturing people's minds and hearts. Right. And how do you do that? You try to get intimate with them, one-on-one.
Intimate.
In a podcast setting.
Yeah. And you just make a bunch of content for them to ingest.
Exactly. It's all about content, baby.
Just keep making more content.
On January 6th, he was a go-between on communications with Trump and the request for security on January 6th.
This guy
he was called in the January 6th
loves
committee
authority. Loves authority figures.
to testify.
That's what I mean. He's a total bootlicker.
What took place. We met with Cash in Washington to find out who made the calls on security and what happened behind closed doors at the White House. One thing everybody's wondering about January 6th is who was in charge
Okay, I
of
know that this is
security.
like totally unimportant, but I love that scene of them both like walking in, and then there's a guy behind them like with like a bag that looks like a delivery. He's got like a mask on, and they just like let the door slam in his face.
Yeah. Do you want me to rewind it? Or?
Yeah, I just want to.
Let's check
It
it
was
out.
kind of a subtle moment that I
Who
thought
made
was,
the
like,
calls on security?
it's like, look in,
and what
where do I
happened
drop
behind
off the
closed
delivery?
doors
They're like,
at
fuck
the
off.
White House?
Oh, wow. That guy does not give a fuck about the food delivery guy.
No.
Wow. Good. Wow. Good eye, Buttons.
You can tell he's got the phone in his hand. He has the bag. He has the mask on.
Right.
He's like, do I drop it off at the front office? Or it says go up to floor this and you put in an extension.
Yeah.
They're just like, whatever, we're filming this thing. Get out of our fucking way, peasant.
Right.
Everybody's wondering about January 6th is who was in charge of security that day?
Well, that's a great question. And the simple answer is the protection of the Capitol and members of Congress falls to law enforcement. And that is specifically the Capitol Police, Metropolitan PD, which is the Washington, D.C. police force, and the federal agencies, the FBI and DHS when called upon. And all of that can be supplemented with National Guard security assistance if and when requested. The way it's structured at the Capitol is there's a sergeant at arms for the House and a sergeant at arms for the Senate. The Capitol Police, per their own timeline, received the authorization request from the Department of Defense, where I was Chief of Staff for National Guards, men and women, before January 6th. The Capitol Police then went...
This guy's just bought and owned by Trump. That's it. He's just paid off by, like, that's all there is fucking to it.
To the sergeant at arms in the House and the Senate and the Chief of Police And the decision was made
worms in a
pursuant
mud
to their
pie.
own time. And then once we finished that topic, to turn downtown Washington, D.C. into downtown Kandahar.
I can't look at either of their faces.
No,
Oh my God.
I'm over
I
it.
can't. Okay.
I
Eric
can't.
Nugent.
I can't.
Any
do it
relation to
anymore.
Ted Nugent?
Great guy. By the way, great man.
Ted Nugent?
Great man.
Great man. Cat scratch fever. Cat scratch fever.
Do you want to switch to some music? Scale lesson?
Sure.
Let's go, baby. Hop on over to the couch where we do the things we never thought we'd do.
Please bring a doobie doo.
Do.
I would love it if you joined me too.
My name is Shmoo, and I'm a Beaky Jew. You know who is too? Robert Zimmerman, a.k.a. Bob Dylan, is the one that I sounded like before. Now I don't know what I am anymore. I'm more of a baby Bottins. I'm a little baby Bottins.
I'm a baby Buttons, baby Buttons. There's a lot of monkey hair on this synth. So, first things first, you have to clean the monkey hair off of your synth before you play it. You save a little bit for your altar. Let me turn them.
I'm gonna fill the water guy because
I filled the part of it, but I didn't fill it all the way. I only gave us a little. We've been chugging water.
I'm just so thirsty.
I'm very dehydrated.
Yeah, me too. Here's the joint though.
I think it's because we didn't really hydrate enough after yoga today.
That was a wacky yoga lesson. Can we talk about our day a little bit? All the wacky things that happened today? Little button?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you talking about all the wacky things in our day.
Give us some story time about today. You're very good at story time. You're great at story time.
What part of the story? Oh, we do have a lot. We have a gym update. So we go, and then, I also, our yoga instructor that we go to regularly on Tuesday apparently doesn't know my name. I was called Jenny, Jane, Janie. I don't know even. It was very... It's like maybe he forgot my name, and so he was like just saying a J name, but mumbling it on purpose. But multiple times throughout the class, also was pointing me out in the class, and didn't give me a block. Was like, you can handle it, you tough yogini. So we started off yoga, and then we go do our little laps afterwards at the 24-hour. And did we find the Band-Aid first? Or
No. It goes woman screaming. So start there.
We're doing our little laps in the pool. The woman next to us jumps up out of the water, like mid-lap, and is like, ah! Like, I thought a demon attacked her. There's a shark in the pool! And I was like, what the fuck happened? And she was like, I was just swimming, and then there was like a black cloud of schmutz in my face, whatever. And we were like, what the fuck? Like crud.
Yeah, black crud.
Black crud.
Dirt. Clumps of dirt.
Sediment, if you will.
Sediment, if you will, yes.
And we were like, I don't know if we should swim in the pool. And then we were like, I don't know. And, so we get out of the pool and we're like, let's assess the situation. So we walk to the end of the pool, and sure enough, it's just like the bottom of that corner was just littered with fucking nasty schmutz. And I was like, I don't know about swimming in it. And this old lady is like, what's going on? What's going on over there? And I was like, oh, there's a bunch of sediment in the pool. It's nasty. The other lady, it was like a cloud of it. It wasn't her face. And this old lady just like dead ass looks at me, just like puts the goggles on, and she's just like, it's always been there. There's always schmutz in it.
And she just fucking goes
And then
for
she
it.
just fucking goes to it. And I was like, all right. we go to like get in the hot tub. We're like talking to the lady, and she's like, "It didn't used to."
Wait, which lady?
The lady who got the cloud of debris.
The original lady.
The original lady.
Not the crazy old
Not
lady.
the crazy old lady.
Gotta keep track of stuff.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of ladies in this story.
Yeah.
So it's the lady that got the debris cloud on her face, and she was like telling us about how it didn't used to be like this. It used to be a nice club. As we're sitting in the hot tub and she tells me this, I'm like, there's something pokey jabbing me in the butt. It's a chunk of the hot tub. It's a chunk of the hot tub.
Then we get out of the hot tub. That's when we find the Band-Aid.
Then we go back to the pool because we're like, well, maybe if we just... We're like trying to make deals with ourselves. We're like, well, maybe if we go to the furthest lane away from the schmutz,
the
and we
clumps.
don't put our head under the water, then it's mostly fine. It's mostly fine. We're okay. We don't die of a weird pool infection. Just don't let it even get in your eyes or your nose, your mouth. We're good. And we go to start swimming though, and that's when we saw the Band-Aid.
Well, we saw the Band-Aid, then I stepped on a clump in the pool.
In the pool. We saw the Band-Aid.
Now, don't forget that the door to the men's locker room that is opened by a pool noodle that most people are tripping over, and the glass is spider-webbed from God knows what.
Yeah.
It's broken and is covered by fucking cardboard.
Yo, 24-hour fitness is so ghetto, y'all. Just gonna say it. It is not, they're not doing well.
All right, but now you got to end the story about the old lady.
So, I didn't realize this. Old lady in the pool
who
flew swimming through the debris and was like, whatever, there's always shit in the pool.
Right.
Turns out, that was the old fucking lady that was fucking noodling in over the fucking scale. It was the lady who thought it was acceptable to talk to me about my weight while I'm trying to weigh myself at the gym.
Right.
That we discussed in an earlier episode. I didn't realize it because the goggles and the fucking...
So this would be a good opportunity to clip back to the previous show with Savannah where you tell that story.
Where I tell the story about the lady nosing into my fucking business.
Because now this is a continuation of that story.
And now
meanwhile, there's also like an old Eastern European man.
The horker.
The horker.
The horker.
I saw him hork in the hot tub.
Well, you didn't see him. You didn't see it go in the hot tub.
I think I did.
You said you weren't sure. You said
I'm
heard the hork.
I'm 75% sure
You
that
heard the hork.
Okay, whatever.
Okay, but he probably horked in the hot tub.
He walks around the pool prison style with
Yeah.
he has prison tattoos on his body.
They could just be shitty tattoos. Okay.
He's a little creepy.
And
then when
stare.
the second time we got into the pool, he's like, it's like walking on, it's like you're finding gold and diamonds.
He said, yes, they're diamonds. They're black.
Fishing for diamonds.
And I'm like, what? That was his attempt at trying to make friends with us. I feel like no, we don't have.
Well, you know what I realize is our microphones are plugged into the inputs we usually put this in, which is not a big deal. I'll just plug into 4.
Okay.
So I'll hook that up.
Okay.
You continue telling this wonderful...
The horker story?
Just tell
story of the horker?
All the gym stories.
All the gym stories. Well, the horker... So you saw him last time. Yesterday.
Don't talk to me. I gotta figure this out. You're on your own journey.
I'm on the own journey. Yeah, so the horker... He horked the first day, yesterday, Monday. And Sam was like, I don't like that, man. And then when Sam went to the changing room, you saw his testicles and his butt, and you were not happy.
I saw his penis.
Oh, his penis.
I don't like his penis.
You don't. Shrew doesn't like his penis.
No, I don't like it. I don't want to see
it. But his eyeballs linger too long. He's a lingerer. His eyes stay on you for too long. It makes one feel uncomfortable. Ooh, we got sounds. Meow.
Yeah, it's coming through. That's good.
Very loud.
Oh, I see. I got it. I'm on it. I got it.
Should I keep my volume at one level on the instrument?
Wait 1 sec.
Okay. Yes. Soy.
Play. That's pretty impressive. That's some good on the fly engineering right there.
Yeah, you did a great job. You're a fantastic producer and engineer.
I just did a couple things really fast. Not too shabby. I'm mad with a medium amount of powder. I'm gonna burst.
I love it. Burst away. Burst away. Oh, yeah, so the Horker tried to make friends with us. Horker tried to make friends by saying, it is diamonds in pool.
Yeah, I think maybe he realized that we were creeped out by him, and he's like, let me show these Americans that I'm a friendly guy.
I'm a very nice, cool, chill guy. I think they know that I hork in the pool.
And they gossiped about me, and now I'm the topic of their shit talk, and I don't want to be that guy. I want to become the man. I want to be funny with them. He saw that we were also joking around with the original woman who was swimming and was like, oh my God, fuck, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Right? Like her reaction was like violent. It was like, when we were looking at each other,
we're like, oh my, that's what I thought. I thought a demon done touched her.
Yeah, we're like,
there was a shark in the
hell
pool.
happened?
Because she was freaked the fuck out.
She was freaked the fuck out. So we were starting to joke around with her. She thought we were funny. And
he wanted to join in the fun. He wanted to be part of the Yuck Yucks.
This guy wanted to join in the Yuck Yucks, but it was like 5 minutes too late.
It was 5 minutes too late, and it was a little bit awkwardly placed. Also, it's disgusting. It's not like diamonds. I want to let you know that the schmutz in the bottom of the 24-hour fitness pool is nothing like diamonds. And I can't believe that was the lady that was in my business, and she's just like, have a great day! And I'm like, oh, she's just unhinged.
She's unhinged.
She's fucking unhinged. And I take a lot less offense now because I'm like, wow.
She's like, whatever. There's always gunk in the pool.
Yeah, she's like comfortable swimming face first in like a giant pile of shit. And I probably shouldn't be worried about her. She's just a weird woman.
Yeah.
But also very, very, she cares for me. She has an affinity for me.
You think she loves you?
I think she loves me.
Why?
I told her, well, because I'm nice, even though people are fucking weird to me. I'm a kind human. And so when she was like, have a nice day, I was like, you do too. Like, have a good day.
What if she ends up becoming your grandma, and then you're like, Grandma, you know, you can't talk about people's weight in public. It's inappropriate.
I've already had a grandma that I had to do that with. I'm not doing that for another old broad. Broad's on her own. Okay? She's on her fucking own. You know what I'll say? I'll say, Lord be with you as well. Have a great fucking day. But you gotta move it along. We're not gonna be fucking friends.
You know, I like sitting next to you. I like how we change where we are in the it's like Bill Maher.
Yeah.
Bill Maher has different.
This is fun.
Yeah, I think this should be regular.
Yeah, I like it. I like moving to a location.
Yeah.
Well, because so normally when we do the show, y'all, I can't see Shmoo's face at all.
So now we're together, and it's
way more fun because we get to
we feed off each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We get to feed off each other's energy. Whereas when I'm over there, it's me like jerking off furiously, just being like, "Oh, you guys like my fucking personality," you know, like I'm left to my own devices over there.
Yeah,
it's like too much.
We need to be closer to each other.
Yeah, I like it.
All right.
Hi.
Well, we're experimenting and we're learning and we're growing.
We're growing.
We've only been doing this show for a couple months, and we're trying different formats, and we're really trying to broaden our horizons. I'm gonna get. I don't think I ever got water.
No, I don't think you did.
I'll be right back. Is this the most stoner show that's ever existed?
This is definitely a stoner show.
Oh, I did get water, but I forgot and I didn't bring it. So that's even more.
I somehow left is my water behind the couch? Was I good? Oh, it's close, but it's empty. It's empty, just like my butt. I didn't want to say I was empty, so I just went with my butt. My butt's pretty empty right now.
All right, so
a lesson?
We're going to talk about scales.
And the colors associated with them.
He's such a goofball. All right. So this is a pentatonic scale, which is a 5-note scale, meaning most scales are 7-note scales. You have the roots, the second note, the third note, the fourth note, the fifth note, the sixth note, the seventh note, and then the eighth note is an octave. That's a typical scale in Western music.
Say it one more time for the start.
So in Western music, what's typical is a 7-note scale.
Got it.
And then the eighth note is just an octave of the first. It's just the first note an octave higher.
Okay.
And then it's the same scale again.
Yeah.
Just you keep going up and up and up and up. The pentatonic.
Yeah, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Because you start with do and you end with do.
Conceptually correct, but we would have to work on the pitch.
I didn't. Can you knock it off?
There's no. Hey. I
know. I wasn't trying to. I wasn't trying.
Okay. All right. I'm just,
It would have been still pitchy had I tried, but it would have been closer.
Okay. Fair enough. Can we call truce on that one?
I just want it to be notated. Everybody knows that had I been trying, I would have tried harder.
Okay.
Now you can go on.
So the pentatonic scale is 5 notes instead of 7. So it's leaving out the third tone, we'll call it, or tone, note, whatever, of the scale, and it's taking out the 7th tone or note of the scale.
Okay. Third and the 7th?
Yeah. The reason being is because those tell the ear whether or not you are in a major or minor scale. Now, you still have the 6th, but it's a major 6. So the pentatonic scale is going to sound very joyful, peaceful, which is why it's good for yoga, massage, because it's not pointing in a particular direction. It's like open. It's like,
It's neither dark nor...
Well, it's certainly on the brights. It's bright.
Yeah.
I would call it bright.
Yeah.
You could still make dark stuff pentatonically.
Yeah.
Like it's not completely dark, but that's like a little melancholy. Like you can make stuff that has a little bit of melancholy in it, in a pentatonic context. But it's like think about it as a range.
Okay.
The range is anywhere between like a little melancholic to like peaceful, joyful. That's why it works perfectly for like koto, Japanese koto, right? Pentatonic. It's very just neutral, but like positive neutral, That's kind of how I interpret it personally.
Okay.
Then you got a major scale.
Okay.
Which is root, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8 for octave, right?
8 for octave, yeah.
So, when we were talking about pentatonic, an easy way to play that on a keyboard would just be play all the black notes. Because as you can see, there's 5 black notes, meaning 5-note scale. So you don't have to think too hard. You can just fucking make beautiful pentatonic loopy poopies, right? So that would be like a pentatonic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Major scale, easy way to do that is just all white notes. So all laid out. That's a major scale in C major. So I'll just do a quick little demo of C major. Because it helps if I make a loop, you can hear the mood or the feeling. Even if I'm just doing it off the cuff and not really thinking, you get the general idea, right? So, major scale. Oh, I guess I can't do that yet.
No, because it's on the overdub. And we can't change the tempo on the overdub because it changes the whole thing. Oh, yeah. It changes it together as one.
But anyway,
How are you?
That's a major scale, right?
Yeah.
Sounds happy and positive.
You're a major scale.
I'm a major scale. I'm a major positive influence.
You're a major scale.
What color would you say major scale sounds like to you?
It's bright.
So give me a couple.
I don't know.
Give me a couple colors.
But also kind of like basic. I don't know.
Right. So
blue.
So it's blue to you?
Mm.
It could be. Actually, it can be. I could see that.
Blue or yellow.
Yellow. I agree with that actually. Yeah. Like an ocean blue or a yellow or could be green. You can make green music with major key.
Yeah.
Like
I don't feel any purple.
Here, let me try to make something that sounds like the color green.
Okay.
Let's see if I can do that on the spot. I don't know.
I love that. I like that there's a green light in the background right now.
I don't know if the loop's gonna be good. It's good enough. Okay.
Good enough.
Can you give me some cool effects? Like, you know that swoopy thing you did last night? Hit me with that.
You want glide?
Yeah. Perfect. So what color does that sound like to you? Where are we?
We're in like an aquamarine.
You think this is aquamarine?
Yeah, I don't know if we're quite green. I need more foresty feeling. Oh?
Foresty.
Yeah. When I think of green, I think of plants and foliage.
Right.
Greenery. That's what I think of.
So let's bring
Less
this
space. We don't want any real reverb. make the shape of the glide softer, maybe too.
Now you can make it all effect again. I just needed to hear what sound I was using.
Twinkly,
Twinkly?
twinkly, foresty, maybe.
Is that? I feel like if we had like, oh, you know what I can, you know what I could do?
Huh.
All right. Keep hitting white notes.
Yeah.
Do you hear?
Uh-huh. Yeah, it could be louder. Yeah.
Whoa, oops, sorry, my bad. There we go. I feel like this is very green.
Yeah.
Are we more in green now?
Yeah. This is more green.
Okay, so we did it. We accomplished our goal. The end.
Green.
So that's what we're trying to do here on this channel. I want to show how you can make music from a place of synesthesia, from a place of color, right? Because we can talk about scales in a million different ways, but I feel like this is a unique way that we can talk about it, where you can actually visualize it and feel it. Because I feel like that'll help you or whoever's watching understand kind of like the function they can have. You know what I mean? As opposed to it being this abstract bullshit that means nothing, right? I'm gonna turn off the forest for now. Now, I want to show you something. Let's just stay on white keys for tonight, maybe. Well, we'll see how far we can go with just white keys, but let me get back to regular. Cool. Now, if you play a scale from C to C, that's C major. Right? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, do, do. No, I can't sing that low C. All right. Now, if you start on D, it's D Dorian. Do, re, mi. That's the flat 3. Fa, sol, la, te, do. It's like the Santana scale. But notice that it's the same notes, just starting on a different place, and it totally changes the context of it.
Yeah.
Do you see that? Isn't that cool? Like a cool little magic trick?
Interesting.
It's a magic trick. Now, if you start from E to E, again, same notes, all white keys. This is E Phrygian. Do. So it's do, re, mi, fa, sol. Oh, you know what? It's been a while since I thought about this. This is one of those weird music nerd things. There's like Phrygian and then Phrygian flat 5. And I feel like I've had debates about this with music teachers, maybe even, right? Because, I haven't really thought about this since music school, but the way I think about Phrygian is different than the way Phrygian is. I know it sounds weird, but Phrygian flat 5 is actually more common in music than Phrygian. Again, I know that's like, what the fuck does that even mean? But it's something that I just realized that I thought I'd mention because I want to be above board. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, le, te, do. Phrygian, so it sounds dark. Now notice how the major scale was like bright.
Yeah.
Right? Then Dorian was darker. Phrygian was darker than that. It's got that flat too. It's that corn, corn. Something days I don't wanna die. Whatever. Like that's Phrygian. That flat 2 vibe. Right?
Got it.
4, if you start
Phrygian flat 2.
Phrygian, the second note in the scale is flat 2. Right? Remember how in a major scale we went root 1, right? Root or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, octave, or right? So in this case, it's 1, flat 2, 3, 4, 5, flat 6. Wait, hold on, I lost track. What's going on? 1, flat 2, 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, root. I don't know why that tripped me. It's because what trips me up is because my ears used to hearing it flat 5 in Phrygian. That's why. It's a whole. Don't even worry about that right now. It's just
Got it. I've. You know what? Yeah. I've already erased it from my memory.
Okay. So now we're starting on F. F to F. All white keys, right? Actually, sorry. Should I show Dorian and Phrygian with the loops? Isn't that part of... Because I'm showing you the colors?
Yeah, you should show the
okay.
colors.
I'm getting too ahead of myself. Getting excited.
I can tell.
Okay. So let's go back to D. You go from D to D on all white notes. That's D Dorian. So...
Well, did we make one in...
Major, yeah.
Major?
We made it green.
Yeah. Is a major, okay.
But we also discussed how it can be yellow, and it can be like aqua blue. Those are the colors, right?
Yeah.
That's our palette. So let's see what we got with Dorian. Shouldn't we?
Shall.
Okay. Dorian, let's do it. Right? Let's do that. Do you want to loop it?
Sure.
You ended it too early.
Too early.
Yeah. Can you make sure that we're in the tempo we want so that it quantizes it clean? Is that the case?
Well, we should be just in what we're recording right now.
Okay, cool.
Because when it played it back, it was in the time that you played it.
Okay. That was too late.
Late.
By the way, the pedal we're using is a Microcosm Hologram. It's a micro looper effects processor. What's wrong, honey?
Nothing.
Okay. That was too late. We can go with that. I'll be a pro about it. I'm going to go with it.
Got it.
All right?
I'm just learning.
No, it's great. Would you mind if we switch so I can loop?
Sure.
I want to work with what we got. Or just move that whatever you want,
Yeah, the icon says who we are. So if we switch, they won't know who we are.
See how it's a totally different mood, totally different color, totally different vibe, same notes.
It's red and orange, baby. What colors do you see it as?
Let me do a little more painting. I gotta do a couple more colors, then we'll talk.
Okay.
Gotta do at least 3 layers, you know what I'm saying?
Paint away.
I hear dark blue or orange.
I said orange.
Maybe red.
Yeah.
Maybe red.
I feel red orange.
Red orange. What about dark blue?
Could be.
Could be dark blue.
Could be.
Let's further explore that.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's get into it. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. The quantize is weird. Let me take it off quantize for now.
Yeah.
Because that was a clean loop, my
Do you
friend.
want to explain how to take it off quantize?
We'll go through the pedal after. I'm trying to separate.
Got it.
Yeah. And honestly, you'd be better at explaining the pedal anyway. Fuck.
Did you get it?
Almost. Oh shit. Wait. I got 1 sec. There. Did I get... Fuck, you do it. You do the button stuff. You're a button. You're indeed a bottom. Thank you. I'm just a wacky beakman. Alright. How do I... Am I in my modes?
Yeah.
But it's not letting me record. Show me.
What? Oh, because you have pre-FX on.
Can you get me just a normal one? That's forward, okay. We don't need to be there. You see you have pre-FX on.
I know. I'm taking it off.
Okay. Does it work now?
I don't know.
Okay, good. Cool. Okay.
Are you trying to make a dark blue now?
I'm just playing around, man.
I'm just asking if there's a
I'm
method to the madness.
Can you get the mix of the delay in and shit?
You don't want the mix on it, right?
No,
Or
I do.
You do?
I want it all wet.
You want it super wet?
Yeah. Give it to me, baby.
Okay. Why is it so quiet?
Exactly. Take me to the promised land.
Why is that happening?
Take me to the promised land. I don't wanna be a man. I just feel that I'm an American singer-songwriter at heart.
Okay, go.
Has nothing to do with loop level.
No, I know. Why is it so...
So let's switch effect. And then...
It's the activity.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Now get rid of... It's coming.
Oh, there it is.
You need to be also on the more extreme preset. Remember that? Like taking me to C and D land.
I'm in D. It's very subtle.
It is subtle, but
Even still, I would.
filter. There you go.
I moved it to granules, so it's more like spacey.
What color is that to you?
Purple.
Purple?
Could be dark blue.
Dark blue?
Could be.
So Dorian has range, baby, right?
It has a lot of range.
Could be dark blue, could be purple, could be potentially orange, red?
The first one was very orange red. That one wasn't.
Right.
Though.
Right. But
Could be.
But that's the beauty of like each scale has different colors, different ways to interpret express it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Which is what's so cool about music. Once you know that. Now, E, Phrygian. Again, the same notes, just starting on E as the root note. Let's make some shit with E, Phrygian. Shit lip. Something takes part of me. Oh, I see. Okay. Ugh. Can we? Is quantized? Are we better off with quantized?
No, I think it's also the. Well, there's no effect on it, huh?
Yeah. My loop was better. Feels cut off.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like the first little bit of the
tiny little dip. This pedal's hard.
It's a hard pedal,
It's
man.
a very hard pedal. I was getting very frustrated last night trying to learn.
Better.
Yeah.
Let's go with it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get the idea. Oopsie. Ah! Where did I go?
You gotta.
Sorry.
Well, now it's off.
Alright, I I just overdubbed pure mush on top. Anyway.
You could have just got rid of the first layer.
You're right. I could have done that. Maybe I'll do a quick new one.
Ow.
Why isn't it letting me arpeggio? What the fuck? Oh, it's too slow. But why can't I? Why is the shit so slow? What the fuck is going on?
Is it just that sequence?
No, it's every sound. Look how slow the arpeggiator is. It's really
There's
slow.
no effect on it, though.
Correct. It's dry. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
Dry. So, what's going on? How are you? Oh. What the fuck?
I don't know.
Alright. Well, anyway, you get the idea, Phrygian.
Yeah.
Dark, menacing.
Very purple.
You think it's purple?
Mm-hmm.
Could be black, too.
Yeah.
Dark.
Dark.
Gothy. I'm a little disturbed by this situation. I mean, if we're going to showcase how to use the pedal, we need to know how to use it pretty, back of our heads. See how slow it is?
I don't know what happened.
Isn't this what we normally... Here, let's switch effects. How about that? Can you set a new tempo?
I have no idea what happened. This is what happens when we go all button crazy over here.
Yeah. Maybe we should do a pedal tutorial another time. Since we can't do tutorials until we're like proficient. And if we can't,
And I don't know what just happened here, so
right.
We're arpeggiated and it's not.
Yeah.
Did you tap this guy?
Probably. Without. Yeah. So do a new tap tempo, and that will fix the problem. There you go. Thank you. See? Solved.
I do know how to work the pedal.
It just, we need to be more, we need to be quicker on our feet. Now that we know that we're doing the setup.
But I didn't know what you did, so I'm like, I don't know.
Okay, baby.
We're good. We know. We tell everybody how we use the pedal here.
All right. So.
Do you want back to in phrase looper?
Yeah. You record it.
Why is it like this though? Oh, that's why I was disengaged. Right after I talked all that shit, I was like, I know how to use the pedal. I know how to use the pedal.
Okay.
That's off.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
I love you, though.
I love you too.
I'll make it more obvious.
No, I liked it before.
I'll do a little bit of both. Just a loop tutorial. Or a key tutorial. Scale tutorial. That was too late, but whatever. Yeah, sure. The loop is wackadoo, but it showcases Phrygian.
Do it again.
You sure?
Yeah, I said, Jordan!
when you got to do it on the beat, and you're doing it like half a beat too late. That's okay.
That was closer.
That's an odd time signature, and you know it.
I know, but it was closer, I feel like, than the other ones. I said closer.
Okay.
I didn't say good.
I'm not saying nothing.
I said closer, not good.
Okay, so now we're at F. F Lydian. Jesus Christ. Okay, here we go. Do, re, mi, fi, sol. You raise the fourth. The Simpsons. That's Lydian. So it's a major key, but the fourth note of that scale is raised. So it sounds like an adventure. Like we're going on a magical quest.
That is a hit a dance.
I want my arpeggios to be slower. Now it's too fast.
Okay, well
Remember
then...
how it's too slow? Now it's too fast.
Okay, well... You know...
Awesome.
Do you like that?
Smash. Nice.
Did I do it?
Yeah. It's a lot closer.
That was... Y'all don't know, but I bite Shmoo all the time. It's a pastime. We're biters here. You just reverse it?
Yeah.
Cool. I didn't mean to frighten you. Yes, I did. That's a lie. Don't lie, Jesse.
You're a dirty rotten liar.
I'm a dirty rotten liar.
Where's the sounds
Of what? What do you want?
There we go.
Yeah, I like that.
No, you do a layer just in white notes. You know what I just realized?
What?
I think I accidentally made a song in a major scale. Because even though I started on F, the center of the universe still sounds like it's in C.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to make something that sounds more Lydian. I don't think that's the best example. What?
There's an ashtray.
I know, I'm a wacky beat.
You're very this human hates ashtrays. It's like just like a little joint fairy. Just like I'm gonna leave my joint right here. Like these.
Can you slow down my arpeggiator?
Sorry, I made it worse. Too slow? Let me also take the effect off of it.
Well, I want the weirdo effect. What happened to my original layer?
Okay.
Where's anything?
I have to get out of it to change your tempo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
So you have to tell me if this is good now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now you don't want the effect, huh?
No, I do. I want it. It's too gliding. It's too slow. Can you change the speed of the activity?
Okay, Tom, what was it? You want more activity?
Yeah. Or less activity, actually. Opposite. Less activity and more, yeah. What happened to my loopy poopy? Turn this to left. Just go with it for now. That's what makes it Lydian. What kind of color is this to you? It's still positive. It's still on the positive side, the bright side. It's less bright than major, but it's still on the bright spectrum. See?
Yeah. Kind of pinky.
Pinky, eh? That's really interesting.
Well, I don't get blue or orange or green or yellow. Maybe yellow.
Can you take me back to the loop? You take me?
Yeah, you're to the loop.
Oh, sorry.
If you press this, you get out of phrase looper. What color do you envision it as?
It's tough. I feel like it's orange. Yeah, I'm confident in that.
I feel like it's pink.
I'm an orange. I actually think this is more orange than major.
It's not a bright pink.
Can we find common ground?
It's like a champagne pink.
Hold on. Ready for this? Grapefruit. I said orange. It's more of a grapefruit than an orange. This is grapefruit in music form.
Yeah, okay.
Can't we agree? See?
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's still, it's like a darker pink. Orange, I don't know.
An orangey, dusky pink.
Do you see what I'm trying to say?
I can compromise on grapefruit.
Grapefruit is, I think,
This is grapefruit.
This is grapefruit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't this helpful though? Because then you'll associate grapefruit with Lydian. So if you start on F, and that's your root note, you get that in your head. You can just play the scale so that you get all the tones in your head and you get that color, that vibe, and then you know what you're trying to emote. It's just another tool, right? It's another way to think about it. Okay, now we're on G. Man, I'm like rusty on my, I'm also stoned. Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian. Oh, I love Mixolydian. Mixolydian to me is sunset or sunrise. It's the cool mode. It's the sunglasses mode.
It's M83. Does M83 play a lot of things in that?
No. That's I'm thinking more like Morgan Delt. Like think like cool psych rock. Burnt.
Well, you're talking about sunrise and sunset, and I feel like M83 plays a lot of sunrise, sunset. Those are the moods I get from a lot of their music.
Their older stuff is nighttime, though. Like, the first few albums are very, like, night mode.
There's literally a song that's called, like, Dawn Before the Something.
No, I know. I hear you, but it's just not...
And that's what it makes me feel.
You know what?
Uh-huh.
I feel like giving you...
So I'm just trying to see if...
A nibble on the chin.
Leave the chin alone.
I can't nibble you?
Leave the chin out of this.
Okay.
You're gonna bite my chin on camera? Okay.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
I have consent?
Yes, you have consent.
Do I have enthusiastic consent to bite your chin?
Yes.
Okay. That was satisfying.
Yeah. Is that good chin for you, baby? So what's this is the root note right here. What's
F.
this? That's F?
No, that's E. This is F. Remember, C is always, look at the shapes.
Mm-hmm.
See how there's like 5 black notes?
Yeah.
C is always the white note to the left of the first black note.
So this one.
Correct.
This one.
That's right. And?
This one.
And? Just one more. Right. That's right.
Yay! Bolton's did it!
So now find F. Right. So now, can you sing a scale? We can do it together. Do, re, mi, bi, sol, la, ti, do. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's very high for me.
So what we're trying to do here is to show you that if you're like, I want to make something that sounds like grapefruit, right? Go through the scale slowly so that you really feel it, right? So that your brain is in that center of the universe. And the pull is the That's what makes it Lydian. That's the sharp 4. The fi. Fi, sol. As opposed to fa, which is what a major scale would do. So, do, re, mi, fa. That's C major. Which is the same notes as F Lydian. Right? Because you're starting on F.
You're
going
still
from
starting.
F to F.
Okay.
Now, of course, all of these rules apply to all scales. The easy way to learn the concepts is to just think about it on the white scales. You see what I'm saying?
Kind of.
In other words, like F major would be do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. You need that note to make it F major when you start on F. But because it's all white notes starting on F, that means it's F Lydian.
What would F minor be?
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. I hit 4 black notes from F. So if you're starting on F and it's all white notes, you know you are automatically in Lydian.
Lydian.
In the same way that you could start from anywhere and it's going to be different notes. Right? You map the philosophy of how scales work up to different parts of the keyboard, like up a half scale, up to the next half scale, and so on and so forth.
So if this is F here, there's another F. There's other Fs. Correct?
Well, what I'm saying is that there are multiple scales in C.
Uh-huh.
There's C major.
Yeah.
There's C minor.
Yeah.
There's C Dorian. There's C. All of the modes you can imagine. Starting from C.
Yeah.
What we're doing is we're not starting from C. We're just going through the modes, the basic modes.
Yeah.
And using all white keys is an easy way to apply that theory. Mm-hmm. And it starts with C major. That's the first mode. Is major.
Mm-hmm.
It'll once we do it over and over again, you'll have an aha moment where you're like, oh shit, okay.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, no, and you might understand it right now, but like, it's not an easy one for everyone, you know. Like it wasn't easy. Like when I was 14, 15, and I learned what that meant in music school. At first I was like, what, like, you know, it's but anyway, okay, so now we're on G Mixolydian. Also on the positive side, but darker than major. Yeah. Let's choose a different sound. Give me some lovin', baby. Strickadeki. Now, yeah, make it all wet. But it's not all wet. I want the whole, all of it wet. This guy? Yeah.
Okay, well this was also referred to as wetness before.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah,
So-
yeah, that's what I
But when
meant.
you do that, it's not gonna, you're not gonna hear it.
Can I hear though? Can they make it go? Bunkaroony.
No, with that one for some reason it.
All right, whatever. Let's just move on. Yeah, better.
Just certain things don't react with it well, I feel like.
Yeah, that sounds very Mixolydian.
It's very psychedelic.
Exactly. If you want to make psychedelico on the go, you know, like fast food psychedelic.
Mm-hmm.
Mixolydian. Mixolydian. The easiest way to do Mixolydian on a keyboard is G Mixolydian, starting on G, because it's all white notes. And, you know, all these loops, they've all been using white notes. Not a single, right? And look at all the different colors and vibes you can get just from the white notes. Outside of the pentatonic scale that we did, which is separate. Mixolydian. Then you got A minor.
What color's Mixolydian?
Oh, what color?
We
right.
didn't do a color. You gotta give us a
like
color.
Like I said, sunset, sunrise, burnt yellow.
Yeah.
Yellow. Mellow, but it's not like sunny yellow. It's more like moody yellow. It's a moody yellow.
Burnt umber.
You know? What else? What else do you think? Does it make you feel? What does music make you feel?
Yeah. Dark orange.
Yeah, right.
Dusty.
Yeah.
Mustardy.
Right, mustard. There you go. Beautiful. Love that.
Dijon.
All right, A minor. Then we'll do B Locrian. Then we'll end the stream because I got to eat and I'm tired.
Yeah, learning. I like it.
He's so cute. All right, A minor.
My ears get itchy after being in decans. Okay, now I can come back.
Okay. So, sorry, we're starting from A. So... dark.
Sneaky.
Now, I think it's darker than Phrygian, but Phrygian flat 5 is darker than minor. But we're not talking about Phrygian flat 5, so...
This one's more sneaky dark, not like evil dark.
It is sneaky. And you know what makes it Jewier? Oops.
No, I'm not aware of this.
There we go. This is what makes it Jewier. If you take a minor scale, you want to make it harmonic minor. Check this out. You raise the 7th to make it the Jew edition.
Mm-hmm.
Harmonic minor is the Jewish minor. It's the klezmer minor.
Klezmer minor.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Regular-esque minor is called natural minor.
Natural minor.
There's different types of, right? So, that's just a side note. That's the sneaky minor.
Mm-hmm.
Sneaky.
That's sneaky.
The Jew minor is... right. Exactly. Right? There's some kid on a chair.
Yeah.
Right? That's that sharp 7.
Yeah.
So forget about harmonic minor with the Jew edition.
Mm-hmm.
We're just going to do sneaky.
Okay.
Regular ass natural minor.
Got it.
Okay. What Listen, I can't live with it. Fuck off. Bad bib about them.
I'm sleepy.
Oh, okay. Let's go with it.
So scary.
I'm gonna record that.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Sorry. Just hold that down and it'll erase that. It won't erase the whole thing.
Okay, let's do it again. Hold on. What? Moody, right?
Very.
Like emo-y.
Dark. But like melancholy, not like dark evil.
Phrygian flat 5, which we haven't done yet, is like Satan.
Satan?
Yeah. Which is why I say Phrygian flat 5 is more used in regular rock than Phrygian. No one uses Phrygian anymore. They do Phrygian flat 5. Because that's the Satan sound. Sound of Satan.
Wow.
Now, minor, natural minor is just that like yearning, you know, dark blue,
Yeah.
purple, that,
Yeah,
that kind of
purple, dark
right?
blue.
Right? All right, last one, and then we out. 'Cause I'm hungry and tired.
Yeah, me too.
Quack, quack, quack. Locrian again. This is a scale that is uncommon.
Locrian?
It's pretty hideous.
Yeah, it's Hidedeus for sure.
Do, re, I think it is, instead of re. Do, re, me, fa, sol, le. Why does I'm so high, man. Do, re, mi, me, fa, sol, le, te, do. It's just kind of directionless. I don't know. It makes me feel nothing. I never use Locrian.
Yeah.
Ever.
I feel nothing.
It's if you want to make something like Hidedeus and experimental and like brown.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's
Like
it's
murky.
Murky brown is what Locrian is to me. Right? I don't even need to make a fucking loop with this shit. You get the idea. It's just ugly. It's like Mr. Bungle scale. If you want to make like freaky, yeah,
Yeah.
If that's what you're going for on purpose, you can make tons of cool music like that.
Yeah.
But it's not pretty. It's
No,
ugly
I don't like
by
it.
design. So you're gonna make weird, funky Uggerton.
Do you think that Red Hot Chili Willies should do that? Should they use some of
Sure.
that?
But yeah, why not?
Would that be good for them?
Why not? They got another double album coming out this year. 2 double albums.
Pumpkins.
Pumpkins got a triple album coming out. We're gonna
Let's
see them.
see them batter.
We're gonna see. Aren't we gonna see Pumpkins in November? or is
Yeah,
it
we're gonna
Oct-
see Pumpkins in November. That's good. Love that.
Oh, it's just, It's not even like my serious attempt at a Corgan.
No, it's not serious Corgan, but it was the
Yeah.
Corgan I wanted.
Yeah.
It is not the one I knew that I needed, but
My God.
I'm glad it's here.
All right. Well, this has been the High Epoch Times. I'm really high.
Shmoo TV
I'm
edition.
really tired.
I'm very sleepy.
We were so fucking wacko and stony that we started the show on Shmoo TV and then continued it here. But yeah.
It's almost like a hybrid.
Yeah, it was like a fucking hybrid theory between Linkin Park, a collision course, if you will.
Yeah.
Between Jay-Z and Linkin Park. Perk.
Lincoln Perks.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Give me the weed.